Hello, hello, hello. Gosh darn it. 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 I sure want to cuss. I want to cuss. That is pissing me off. Hello, everybody. JoeH here. Person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I don't feel privileged. I guess I gave someone the impression that I feel privileged. I don't. But it was a joyous day for me when I officially became disabled. It was a very joyous day. For me, I finally got acknowledgement, which is a whole story in its own self. But so I am looking for, what am I doing? So I am, well, okay then. So I, what did I do? Okay, so, so I might do some highlighting for a minute or two here. I'm pretty jacked up. I'm pretty I'm pretty excited for being for doing I'm pretty excited about what I'm trying to do this week. Now it could very quickly be overwhelming to me, but I think I could probably try to figure it out and try to be okay with it. I should have probably looked in the, sorry, I probably have a Be Survivor. How are you? So long time no talk. So I was trying to do I'm always trying to do testing and stuff. Twitter seems to be the bane of my existence. I don't really know that word, but I think one thing my brother kind of used to do, he would say, I don't know what the words mean, but I know how to use it. I'm good. How are you? LOL. Long time no talk. Yeah, no kidding. So so anyway, I don't really know what bane means, but I think I'm using the word correctly. So I think Twitter is the bane of my existence right now. And it's a long story. And do you have some time? I have some time. Do you have some time? But anyway, it's a long story. But I got back to only streaming to six platforms or destinations, and one was going to be Twitter, and it's my original Twitter. So I tried to stream it tonight. All the time in the world. Oh man, that's what I don't need. I need some, when people say, "Oh, take all the time you need," or that kind of stuff. Man, that's that. And I don't like deadlines, and I don't like to be rushed. If I get rushed, I shut down. But it doesn't work if someone says, "Oh, take all the time you need." I'm like, no, that won't work. So anyway, it's got to be somewhere in the middle somewhere, which I'm extreme. I'm OCD, so I'm not anyway, I'm extreme. So sometimes it can be forever, and sometimes it doesn't have to be forever. So anyway, Twitter didn't work. I'm impulsive. When something doesn't work, when I get upset, I mean, I'm not really technically, I can be. There are pockets of times and reasons. Sometimes I'm technically in tune with trying to fix something. But when I'm upset, my brain shuts down. I'm an addict alcoholic, and I drank and did other drugs, and my synapses don't work anymore. So they're already shorted out. But when I get upset, they short even more. So it just doesn't work. I'm just like, oh god damn it, and I don't know. Sorry if that offends people, that word. So those two words together. And and I don't usually say that. So anyway, but I'm impulsive. And if Twitter doesn't work, I want to immediately go fix it. But again, if I'm upset, I'll never be able to fix it. And I thought I fixed it a couple nights ago. So anyway, I'm befuddled. Why can't everything just fucking work? That's the way I feel about things. Why can't it just work? And I know everything has problems. Like, for example, my Discord audio channel, just for example, that thing, it's like, why can't it just work? And I'm not, it's, anyway, I say things and I'm like, oh no, that might've been, so I think it's probably on my end, but I don't know where that problem came from. But it's just, why can't it just work? Why can't it? And I know life's not perfect, and I know that doesn't happen all the time. So anyway, this Twitter thing, and Twitter's already challenging. They can't comment. So if they can't comment, you can't engage with them. That dang audio, isn't that the truth? I mean, you and I tried so many things. And like, I forget where it was. I mean, it was probably with you in my Discord, but I forget where it was. But there was some situation where the person was able to hear me, but I didn't hear them. So tonight, I assumed the same. I was like, okay, well, they can hear me, but so I'm like, okay, why don't you do this? And why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? Or, I barely had any suggestions, but I was talking about the situation regardless. And, but then suddenly people are like, and I would say, I can't hear you, thinking you heard me say that, and then you all were like, I can't hear you either. So I'm like, that's not good. It's when it's affecting both of us. And so anyway, I'm gonna I had a fairly productive day today. I did some TikTok which was very exciting. I did some Twitter that was pretty exciting. And I'm OCD. This schedule that I'm trying to piece together, I mean, it's already Tuesday night. And so, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So within 5 days, all this stuff is going to happen. And I really do think it's going to happen. And the racing is in Las Vegas, so that's 3 hours behind. So, whatever. I don't, what's it say here? Oh, it doesn't have times. Why did I print that up without times? But anyway, so I'm going to highlight. Anyway, I'm not tracking my 237 different series of motorsports, and it gets me upset. And then, I couldn't find my schedule. And so anyway, I blew up I love paperwork, and I love organizing paperwork. And then I have so many things that the organization gets overwhelming. But as for Idaho 4, as you can see, I have that bulletin board, and it's horizontal. It's on a huge glass table. I live alone, so I don't need to use that glass table for anything else but a horizontal. So anyway, that sheet, that bulletin board was empty earlier tonight. I stripped it all, I washed it, I put it back down, and then I filled it up again. So anyway, I could own 20 of, I could own 10 of those and fill them all, because that's how much paperwork I like. And then certainly when you have a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't get you don't get organized when you have too many of them. So anyway, that is all just, that's TikTok, Twitter, all the live streaming, which is the Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Twitter again. And then they sent out to Instagram and then Discord. So it has all this stuff, which I printed up in the last couple of days because, you know, I was thrown out of, you know, I was a bad boy. I don't know what I did wrong, by the way. When I have a consequence, I usually know what I did wrong. And this of being, you know, removed from a Discord server, I'm pretty upset about. But I don't know what I did wrong. Usually I can guess, like, you know, maybe. And I have guessed, you know, I was like, oh, maybe I talked about this one gentleman. I hate that word, gentleman. I don't think there are many gentlemen. I think that's a stupid word. But usually people say gentleman when it's a, you know, a murderer. You know, they say, oh, and that fine gentleman over there, when they really want to say that MFer and stuff. I think it's a stupid word. So, okay, I'm going to just highlight this one thing. Not just one thing, but I'm going to try to primarily just highlight one thing. So I'm Auto Club's done, right? February 25th. Okay, February 25th is done. February 26th is done. So usually I print up all the schedules. I have 237 of these normally, and this is 3. You know, NASCAR, this is 3. This is the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Xfinity Series, and this other guy. Yeah. Yeah, we all know who I'm talking about, but he might come and support me. He says he supports me or whatever, which I don't want his support. And, you know, so this other guy. So anyway, a motorsports week generally starts on Monday because nothing happens on Monday. Tuesday is usually a light day too. And then it starts ramping up Wednesday or Thursday, and then my primary week, part of the week is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Anyway, Sunday is the big day for motorsports for most of them. You know, NASCAR is so big and Formula 1 so big. And, you know, some of those are so big so that some of the smaller ones have to focus on Saturday. But generally, Sunday's the biggest. So my week goes Monday through Sunday. And then when all the races are done or when they start to get done on Sunday, I start turning over from one week of motorsports to the next week of motorsports. And anyway, I should probably show you that. I think I've showed you that before, which is pretty amazing. Or, you know, I don't know if it's amazing, but it's what I do. I don't even know why I use the word amazing. I don't think it's amazing, but it's on the day I officially became disabled. It was the second greatest day of my life. And I finally, you know, and I live alone, and my loved ones are adults, and my ex got remarried, and I don't date anyone because I'm disabled, mainly the reason. And so I have a lot of time, or I can choose to use a lot of OCD time. So I do. So so anyway, that's an entire year. This is all 2022. And each one of those sheet is a week. So I make one for each week. And then I, you know, like I said, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, I start turning over my schedule to the next week. You know, I mean, ideally, I would love to wait until Sunday night until all the races are done. And that includes, you know, if it's in Pacific Standard Time, you know, but I can't do that because if I wait real late, then it will become Monday, then it'll become Tuesday, then I will be behind the 8 ball. So anyway, this is 2023. And that's these should be much long. Anyway, it's I can probably describe those sheets, but anyway, they're normally. Liza Bell was having trouble getting in. Do you know how and why? Is that trouble on my end? Hello, was having troubles getting in. Shit, I hate hearing problems. I'm sorry to hear, Liza. I hope I wasn't responsible for the troubles. And if I was, I probably don't know how to fix it anyway. But yeah, I would love anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Be Survivor. Hello, Liza. So anyway, that's 2022. That's 52 of them. And some are this small, but not mostly. I got in. It was YouTube. I got in. It was YouTube. Man, what's wrong with YouTube? What the hell's wrong with? Oh, I'm sorry. You're my big brother's watching, and someday YouTube is going to give me 40% of the money and keep 60% of the money. So I love them. So yeah, I love all of my YouTube friends. I won't bitch and complain about them, but I wish Liza Bell, that you could get in easily. So anyway, I'll go over these someday. Be Survivor, a black heart. There's a black heart. Boop, boop, boop. So, anyway, what's this? The 19th? Nope. 26th? Nope. Those are done. So these are 3 weeks in a row. 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, this week. And again, these are usually, each one of those lines is an event. And, you know, my events usually go from 15 events a week to 47 to 49 to 52 events. So these are grossly unfilled out. That's why I have a whole page. I was going to probably use that third, and then that would be a week, and that'd be a week. But I'm not anywhere close to it. So I'm way behind. Anyway, when I did this TikTok thing, I did this Twitter thing. By the way, Liza Bell, you shared videos and stuff, and one of them was so cool. And you know, like someday I'm gonna be so effing organized that I'm gonna get timestamps, and I'll know when it's 62 minutes long. I'll know when to, you know, what time to go to get things. But until then, I'm, you know, going to do whatever I do. Anyway, I did watch it because I was so excited about the topic. So I watched it. It was the rankings of the 10 Formula One teams. And it was the wildest thing. And it was, you know, it was called We Are the Race. And the name of the company is The Race. And, you know, I'm media, and so I've sat right next to the guy named Sam. He's the main guy at the race, but they have 16, I think, independent contractors. But he had 16 media people that knew a lot about Formula One, ranked the 10 teams, and they averaged it. You know, everybody, all 16, it all weighed the same. So they could say first place, second place, third place, or someone else could say third place, second place, first place. You know, they just ranked them, and then they added it up and averaged it. And anyway, Red Bull, which, by the way, I'm pretty excited, or what, I don't know what the right word is, but oh, it's red on mine. Everything's all messed up tonight. What the heck? Now, Be Survivor, your heart is red. Hello, Liza. You have a red one there. And then Liza that says Be Survivor there is black. Now, I think I have a really old laptop. And so I think I have discovered that when I'm looking at my iPad, they would be different colors. So, I love different colors. I love purple. I love black, oddly enough. But black heart has always been kind of strange when I would get a black heart. But I would so Liza's heart to me is red. Yeah, that's kind of wild. And I think there's different, I don't know what it is, but I do believe I've noticed over, not in the last year or 2 or 5, but I have noticed in the past my laptop would give different colors. So but yeah, it's the black heart has always, I'm like, well, that's weird. Are they cold hearted or, it always, but I'm like, hey, thanks for the black heart. I love black hearts. And not that I didn't notice, but I don't believe anybody's ever pointed it out to me and said, I didn't send you a black heart. I sent you a red heart. But now be survivor. So anyway, I won't remember that. But anyway, it's there's just there's just all sorts, like emojis, like my phone and my iPad. I think they see things differently, and a lot of times they don't see anything. They have characters. It's like, it looks like the Chinese alphabet. So it's stuff, and it's like, I don't recognize this emoji. Anyway, whatever. I'm going off on a tangent. So so yeah, thank you for letting me know. Internet going wild tonight. Now, a black heart, I get a lot of black hearts. And so there may be like I'm just guessing again. I used to have anyway, I have a bachelor's of science in engineering science. And I almost had a master's of engineering science. So but I drank too much and did other drugs and I flunked out. And, I got like 1/3 of a master's. And it would have been, damn, anyway, it would have been a master's of engineering, which would have been cool. But my bachelor's is a bachelor's of science, which is bullshit. That's, everybody gets a bachelor of science. Everybody in my family does. So anyway, so I kind of have that thought process, but my synapses are, the drug, alcohol and other drugs, I've broken a lot of synapses. But anyway, I would call it your character set. So I would bet everything's are zeros and ones, everything in a computer are zeros and ones, everything. So I would imagine Liza's character set for her red heart is slightly different than B Survivor's character set for her red heart. So they're slightly different. And then my computer has to decipher what's being sent. So Liza sends, and I'm, like I said, I'm just shooting by the hip. So I'm guessing, like if I had a brand new iPhone, it would read it as it's sent. It would, it'd figure it out. But I think old things are like, whoa, that's not a character that I understand. I don't know, so anyway, but anyway, black has always stood out to me just because of, is it, do they not have a heart if it's a black heart? But purple is, kind of a piercing color that, and then and what was the other? Oh, blue heart. So, I've always seen different colors and I'm like, it's, the colors mean something to them. I don't know what the colors mean to them are to me, but I've always pointed it out. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. So Liza Bell Jean, you shared this thing about the ranking of the 10 teams, and it's the wildest thing in the world. They're not, and also I don't remember things and I don't like to misquote things. So I like to print up things, but I'm just give me the text. Just give me the text. Don't give me pictures and don't give me charts. I mean, charts are good if they're summaries, but if I were to print up what Liza sent me, it's like 8 pages, and I'm not going to do that. I just want 1-page summary of the 10 teams. And then and they had a chart about the 16 voters and how each one of them voted. I'd like to print that up. Hopefully I can somehow, although I think that's part of the video. So I don't think you can pause a video and print up what's on the screen. I don't know. I'll try to figure something out there. But anyway, there's Formula One themselves, Formula1.com has ranked the teams since preseason testing, since Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. They ranked them, before the first race, but after testing. And I can't print it up. It's 5 pages. So I'm like, and then that's when I get my pencil out and start writing things down, and I can't read my own writing, so I don't know what I wrote. And so anyway, I love what Liza Bell sent me. And I didn't show it the day she sent me. I wish I did. I apologize for that. There's also 3 or 4 more things that she sent me that I would like to show everything you sent me. I don't ever want to skip one. Now, one is about Auto Club Speedway, which was the racetrack last week, but that probably will still be pretty neat to watch. Anyway, I want to see everything, assuming where they came from, as Liza Bell and, B Survivor might have been there a couple times, are aware of what I was doing, but she did send me something that was written that came from NASCAR Incorporated. They know me, I know them, we dislike each other. They would shut me down immediately if I showed a video that they produced. So, I was like, oh, great, Liza Bell, I'm going to share this. And I'm like, it was made by NASCAR. I'm not going to do it. And then she found a substitute. She's like, okay, let me find something else. And she did. She's a wizard. She found some great stuff. Anyway, that's my long prefacing to, I will probably show that video tonight. I don't know if it's necessarily with the topic, but it's long. Oh yeah, don't do that. Amen. I don't want to do that. So it's long. I think it's 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Don't quote me, but I think it's 8 minutes 55 seconds. And if you're not a Formula One fan, and for me, if I don't have it all written down, I'll get confused by what I'm watching and stuff. But I probably will want to see that, 2 times a day until Sunday, because I'm like, they are so wrong. Red Bull is not third place. They're wrong. Red Bull, no, getting banned. Oh yeah, don't do that. No getting banned. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yes. That wasn't fun. Although, I'm not streaming to Twitter tonight. And again, I thought I cleared that up, and something's going on. So I don't know. And I think I told a couple people when I got in trouble Thursday morning by showing, F1 TV Pro, which is live streaming, but it's kind of like a TV channel of the race or of the practice. I got in trouble with that. And I got notices from 5 of the 6 of my streams shut down and stuff, and they sent me things of, you got to do this. It's a warning. It's not a strike. It's just a warning. But and I didn't do anything. I stopped doing that. I was a little unsure about what was the rule, but I found, I'm still discovering what it is. Anyway, I stopped doing it, but then they came back. One of them, I forget who, Facebook or I don't know who, but someone came back with me playing REO Speedwagon, Riding the Storm Out. And I'm like, fuck, I don't even like the song. What are they talking about? I wouldn't even search that song out. I wouldn't even, I'm like, what are you talking about? So when they find something you did wrong, they give timestamps, start and stop. And like for the Thursday morning thing with F1 TV Pro, they had 12 start times and 12 stop times. I mean, they had it really itemized about what I did. I'm like, holy fuck. And again, if I could print that up, then I could do something with that information. If I don't print it up, I'm like, what the fuck? What did they tell me? What am I supposed to do? So Anyway, for riding the storm out, there was only one start and stop time, and it's for like 8 seconds. And I'm like, 8 seconds? Where did this song come from? What happened? So you can either watch it or not watch it, or no one else can see it. It's off YouTube. No one else can see the video, but I can see it to find out what I did wrong and how they want to correct it. And then I can take their corrections, which is just blocking it. I mean, physically, covering the screen so you don't see the stuff, or you just delete the video. So I did had all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So anyway, I forget what I was telling that story. I think about Twitter. I thought, I don't know. Oh, so anyway, this ride in the storm out, it was January 7th. And, in so many things in life, January 7th for me, that's a month and 3 weeks ago. But that's a lifetime for some things, like for YouTube Live, that's 50 videos ago or 70 videos ago, or it's a lot of videos ago. So that means they checked all my effing videos. I'm like, holy shit. So anyway, you get the warning and then you get 3 strikes. And I stopped doing anything marginally not okay. But I was like, well, maybe I've already done it. Maybe I've already done 3 strikes and they'll find 3, I'm like, and if I'm going to get in trouble about music, it better effing be a fantastic song that I love, that I searched for it, and I played the whole song. I don't want to play 7 seconds of Ride in the Storm Out. Now, REO Speedwagon, some of their music's good. I love Golden Country, the live version. I don't even know what the studio version sounds. I guess I have heard the studio version, but nothing like the live version. Golden Country's great. And then, High Infidelity that was popular when I was in high school and college and stuff. So I'd be listening, so there's things I would listen to, but I wouldn't search it out. That's certainly not, that is not a group I would say, boy, I want to hear them tonight. So, anyway, I'm really curious about effing Twitter. Now, last night when I had a problem and I tried to stream to 7 platforms or destinations, but that included 2 Twitters. So I'm like, okay, again, the way my mind, I try to figure it out without knowing anything, but I was like, okay, maybe, let's see here. Maybe, maybe it's just sitting there. There's Twitter 1 and Twitter 2, and they don't know about each other. And StreamYard just connects to, Facebook first, and then Facebook second, and then LinkedIn. And they just do, and they just connected to one of the Twitters. And then when they went to the second Twitter, it said, oh, you're already on Twitter. You can't do it twice. And I thought that's what happened. Well, tonight I only streamed to 1 and it's not working. So I don't, Now, if I was a betting man, which I am not a betting man, I am not a betting man. I don't have any money. I don't like to bet. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I grew up around Churchill Downs, the Kentucky Derby, but I didn't bet. It used to be 9 races in a day. Now it's 10 races, I think, in a day. So it'd be 9 races in a day. I'd bring $20. I could bet $2 every race for $18. And even if I want, so stressful. It is. And, like I was saying earlier, I usually know what I did wrong. Like this Discord that I was kicked off from. If I knew what I did, then it'd be like, okay, I was a jerk. And they, it's their, everybody's Discord server is their domain. That's theirs. And it's not even like one of these, it's not like one of these intimate rooms. It is, completely private. So, they can make whatever rules they want and they can remove people for 0 reasons, but I wouldn't mind knowing what the reason is. So anyway, anyway, I'm not a betting man. I do my $2 a race. And I always bet on long shots. I didn't like, when when you bet on a favorite, you bet $2. And I don't know if y'all know how horse betting works, but I would usually bet to show third place, and then you make zero money if it's a favorite. So you bet $2 and you're risking $2, but then you get 20 cents back. So you get $2.20 back. Why bet if that's all you get back? So I would do long shots. So even if I made 10, 20, 40, 60, $70, which was not very often, but even if I made a bunch more money, I still could only bet $2 a race for 9 races. So, and it was good. I mean, I would end up going home with money instead of, anyway. So I'm not a betting man, but I'm not a betting man. If I were, I would bet that by June or by July or by May or by August, that's probably the range. May to August. So by the time May or August rolls around, I will be banned from YouTube. That's my guess. I mean, if I get one warning, which I've already gotten, and then I get 3 strikes and rules don't apply to me, and I like to, push it to a limit and stuff. So anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to get 3 strikes. Sometime, somehow, they're not always like, I swear to God, I did not search for REO Speedwagon and then hit play and then turn on my audio. I swear to God, I did not search for that song, but it was playing. I heard it. It was on my tape. They were right. And it was on it for 12 seconds, so, anyway, things just may happen. And I don't think we all need to worry about, oh no, let's set that prediction for a later date. Well, May's soon, and there's not many races between now and, there's tons of races. And I only need to mess up 3 times, but so yeah, whatever. I guess, I don't know if I want to give it 10-1 odds or whatever the odds are, but I would say 10-1 odds that I will be banned. But I think that's possible that, whatever the, at the end of the year, IMSA ends first, or I'm sorry, IndyCar ends first, and then IMSA, and then NHRA, and then NASCAR, and then Formula One. And it's, it's those big 2. NASCAR is the second to last to end, and then Formula One. And it's late, November 18th. So for the last race of those big series, there's races every weekend for the world, forever. There's races every weekend. So it doesn't, but anyway, if it's November 18th, I think it is November 18th, but is the last, and which we looked at the schedule last night. I have no idea what I talked to you all about those 23 races, but the last race is at Abu Dhabi, and I think it's November 18th, but I don't know. So with 10-1 odds, which I guess if for this to happen, it'd be 1-10 odds. So I would be, you bet $100 and you win $10. Again, that's useless. If you're going to take that risk, why only win? So anyway, I would say there's 1-10 odds chance that I would still be on YouTube Live on the last race of Formula One. It's possible. I might adapt. I think it largely depends. It will largely depend if I go to races. If I stop going to races, I think I'm going to tighten up and get a lot stricter here, because I'm going to be living on YouTube Live. I'm not going to be going to these races. I don't think I shouldn't. I get in trouble there. I get in trouble everywhere. So, anyway, where's my description? So I say miscellaneous, TikTok, Twitter, Motorsports, Murdaugh. Now, Liza Bell, I think I woke up Liza Bell when I let her know about this stream or something like that. And she's like, oh, what time is it? Is that right now and stuff? But anyway, she said, well, sometimes I fall asleep, as you know, I did last night. And I'm like, that's, everybody's health is number one. Listening to me or watching me is not number one. It's not an important thing in life. It's cool. I love people being here. It's great. It's wonderful, but it's not the most important. So I was like, Liza Bell, you take care of yourself. And she's a little quiet right now. So she's, probably having her, I only hear about her drinking coffee, but hopefully she drinks, caffeine-free tea, which I want to start getting into that. I'll buy or get free caffeine-free tea, and then I keep it for it's 15 bags. So if you had one a day, that'd be 15 days. But no, I got to keep it for 7.5 years. And it's past its expiration date and everything. And I'm like, fuck, why didn't I have one a month, or one a week, or. So anyway, I have, probably 100 bags or 80 bags. And again, one a day would be 80 days, and I don't care that they're 9 years old and they're stale and they're tasteless and stuff. I just want to use them. So, anyway, I don't know what she drinks at night, but anyway, she's a little quiet. So she's probably resting or doing her other stuff, which is fine. I think it's great. And I think there's multitasking, different streams in it. Anyway, holy moly, I didn't expect to talk that much about Liza Bell Jean. Liza Bell Jean. But it's mainly about that video, and it's long. It's 8 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm baffled. I'm baffled that people give me their time. I'm baffled. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, it's 8 minutes. And by the way, as y'all can tell, I usually always tell you how long a videotape is. And even when we pause it and, in between it, I'm always telling you how much time is left. And I can't stand when people don't do that. When there's a panel and they're showing this video and they just start it and it's the explanation of a court, and you're like, is this 75 minutes or is it 6 minutes or is it 40 seconds? Give us the context. Do I go take a shower or do I eat dinner or, give us context. So I always like to give context. Anyway, I guess I want to show this video. Let me go over to my banners and stop them. So I'm going to stop that one. And that, what is that? Okay, so let me go back to comments. Oh no, let's see that prediction for a later date. So let me go off stream. And I wish this was written down but anyway, I mean, as soon as and I've already heard this video. I've already heard it once. I didn't write anything down. I didn't print up anything. I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, no, I'm not going to try to write everything down. I want to effing find it and print it up and have it just be one page, which then it doesn't exist. So I won't be able to do that. But as soon as I hear, I forget what it is, except for one thing. As I said, Red Bull Racing, which is, they're kind of based out of wherever Red Bull is. I think it's Austria, I think, is Red Bull. And that's the owner. The owner of Red Bull owns the team. And, so they're sponsoring themselves. They're not really a sponsor. It's their own money. Usually you want a sponsor and spend their money, but Red Bull has more money than God, and so they spend their own money. And anyway, they won, and their driver is Max Verstappen, who won the championship the last 2 years. 2 years ago is very controversial, but I think he deserved it, or it was his. He didn't steal it, and he did win it. So, but his teammate is Sergio Perez, who's also called Checo Perez. I don't know what Checo is. I think it's a nickname or a middle name, or he's just called Checo. He's good. He's really good, but he'll never match Max Verstappen. And actually, I'd love to find this interview too. But, during testing a couple of days ago, he said, we are going to be much stronger out of the gate than the previous many years. We are going to be much more competitive. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You won't do good if you kept your mouth shut. But if you open your mouth, you're going to do even worse. Why? Don't set yourself up for but anyway, hopefully he surprises me. Anyway, they won the last 2 years. Max is still just as strong, if not stronger. So these rankings picked Red Bull third, which is absurd. And they picked Mercedes first, who 3 years ago to 8 years ago, those 5 years, Mercedes won every year, and it was boring. And Lewis Hamilton won every year, and it was boring. And the second, his teammate, Valtteri Bottas, would get second or third every race. So it was the most boring thing in the world. So it was boring. And, I hate dynasties and dominations, and I hate them. And so I hated Mercedes, and I wrote nasty things to them, and that's why they blocked me. And they were valid things. I didn't just cuss about them. They were very valid points I was making, but I was doing it with not a great attitude. And but they were very valid. I was, but anyway, so there's no way in hell that Mercedes is first. They have fallen from grace 2 years ago. They continued to fall from grace last year. And as I think B remembers, where I said, is, Mercedes sandbagging? Are they not showing their best speed? Are they testing other things that aren't speed related, or do they just suck? And it is, they had 100 days, or, they had 90 days as the off season. So, teams really can change positions, but in Formula One, there's not a huge, last year there was 10 teams. The top team was by itself. Second and third was near each other. Fourth and fifth on down. So one was by itself, 10 was by itself, and the other 8 teams with their sets of 2. And they weren't anywhere close to each other. They could never hopscotch to the next ranks, but it was 2, 2, 2, 2. So, there's no way in hell that, anyway. So I could have finished showing the video by now. But anyway, I won't remember the other things as Aston Martin and stuff. And I'll probably have, where is it? So yeah, this is 2022 constructor standings, which is last year, and they haven't had a race yet. So these are the most current ranks. And I don't know if is that backwards? It looks backwards. Oh, that's too bad. Why is it backward? The camera can't go in the other direction. Anyway, so yeah, I won't remember the, except I can write it on here. Yeah. So let me, it's not backwards. Can you read that? Red Bull Racing. Okay, it's backwards to me. Ferrari, Mercedes. So you can read those. Oh, thank you very much. So that's the 10. Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Alpine, whatever that says. McLaren, Alfa Romeo. Can't read that. Aston Martin, Haas, who is from America, AlphaTauri, and Williams. Wow, that's cool. Thank you for letting me know, B Survivor. So, anyway, I'm going to mark this up, and I don't want to stand because then you see my big tummy, but I'm going to, where's my pen? Where's my pen, damn it? Okay, so let me, okay, I'm going to try to write something down. So I'm going to, so it's 1.2 2. So that's 4. So 4, 8. Okay, so I'm going to I just want to get something started to see how God, I bet they're so wrong. I don't get it. So okay, so let's see here. And I guess I'm going to have to commentate so I don't get in trouble and stuff. But this is put on by the race. Yes, that was very clear. Oh, cool. Cool, man. So, hi again. Loggy. Okay, so that was, I thought I hit Twitter. We are the race. So I don't always prepare myself for these things. So I'm going to look for one of those permission things. And I'm going to ask them their permission. We are the race. Minus 109 characters. I have to get rid of a lot of characters. It's down to 160, 150, 40, 30, 20, 14. I got to get rid of 14 more. We are the race. Character limits are annoying. Amen. Especially when I don't plan. So NASCAR, I can get rid of all that. Okay, so I sent it. And I've waited, 3 seconds and they haven't responded. So at least I tried. I had tried. So, okay. So this is 8 minutes, 55 seconds. It's going to be all over the fucking place. I'm going to do full screen. Now, for some reason, they start talking immediately. So we're going to miss the first word or two. And I don't like that, but let's see here. So present, share a screen. So full screen layout. I forget it. I think it says 6 of the 10 teams, and I think we missed the first part. So I think we'll hear teams. So I think it says 6. Oh, right there. Those with the green. So they're going to say 6 of the 10 teams have new drivers than they had last year. So the 3 teams without the green on them, they have the same drivers they had last year. The 6 with the green around their name, the name that's circled, has changed teams or have entered Formula One. So that's what they're talking about. Okay, so let me go. Sorry, I'm off screen. So let me go off screen. I'm going to make. So I hope this isn't too boring. It is 8:55. If it's too much, get a cup of coffee and hot tea and warm up get some ice cream and stuff like that. But I want to see it over and over and over because they can't say Red Bull's third. I don't get it. So here we go.
Year where the driver market became unexpectedly chaotic. And now we know who will occupy each of the 26 F1 teams are heading into 2023 with a change in their driver lineups after a year where the driver market became unexpectedly chaotic. And now we know who will occupy each of the 20 seats, who has ended up with the strongest pair of drivers. To work this out, we got our team here at the race to rank the lineups from worst to best based purely on driver talent. We then applied the F1 point system to the results to create a final verdict on who has the best and the worst lineups on the grid. As we start at the bottom and work our way up, make sure you let us know how you would rank all 10 teams. And if you disagree with our list but still like the video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you'll have plenty of things to watch during the F1 off-season. Number 10, Williams. Williams narrowly lost out in the battle to avoid being last in our ranking, but ultimately 8 of the people voting placed the team at the bottom. That had little to do with Alex Albon, who excelled in 2022 as he reinvented himself away from the Red Bull stable. But the fact the team ended up taking its third choice option by promoting F2 racer Logan Sargent to be Albon's teammate worked against the lineup overall. It's not that Sargent is considered a write-off, but the low scores for Williams were reflected.
So Logan Sargent is the American. Williams is clearly the bottom team. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and it's too bad. They used to be on the top, 40, 50 years ago, and they just never have for the last 25 years or so. But Logan Sargent is American. If I was an owner, I would not bring in an American driver, but I would like to because I'm American. But yeah, anyway, so that's Logan Sargent right there.
reflection of the fact the American is more of a gamble than Oscar Piastri or Nick De Vries, who found seats higher up the grid.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so,
Number 9, AlphaTauri. Red Bull's second team only just pipped Williams to 9th in this list. More of our panel put AlphaTauri's pairing of Yuki Tsunoda and Nick De Vries bottom of the pile, but more 8th place rankings than Williams gave the Italian team the edge. There are plenty of question marks over this lineup. After 2 years in F1, has Tsunoda really proven he's capable of leading a team now Pierre Gasly has moved on? And as De Vries gets his long-awaited F1 shot, question marks remain over how much we can rely on.
There's Cutie Boy. That's Yuki Tsunoda. He was the clothing. The clothing line is called AlphaTauri, and the team is called AlphaTauri. That's their primary sponsor. But this is the Cutie Boy, Yuki Tsunoda, and then De Vries, I think, is the other guy. Something like that. Oop, went to the wrong screen. There you go.
On his stunning debut with Williams to be an accurate read on his potential. While Tsunoda and De Vries were ranked lowly by most of us, there's also an acceptance that they have the potential to prove us wrong and could become a handy pairing in F1's midfield. While we're here, let's have a shout out for De Vries' former Formula E teammate and that series' current champion Stoffel Vandoorne. As our website editor Matt Beer puts it, perhaps if De Vries does well, it will put Vandoorne back on the F1 radar too. Number 8, Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is a long way clear of the bottom 2 in this list, but also reasonably cut adrift the rest of the midfield. Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu remain for 2023, and amongst our team there was a reasonable amount.
So they have the same 2 drivers that they did last year, but they got 6th place. So to drop 2 levels is huge. By the way, AlphaTauri was 9th last year too, so that's not a big move. So Alfa Romeo, which I think is what we're on right now. Yeah, Alfa Romeo was 6th as a pretty big jump from 8th, as far as points go. So this is kind of surprising a bit, but I haven't figured out what my opinions are about everybody, but this one I would have to reconsider for sure.
Amount of positive feedback on how Zhou handled the step up to F1 in his rookie season. But in some quarters, that also raised questions of Bottas. Opinions were mixed between the 10-time race winner being perfect to lead a team like Alfa Romeo, or possibly being at risk of having his advantage over the Chinese racer eaten into if he's not careful. Number 7, Haas. The last time we did this, we expected Haas to race with Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin in 2022, and that pairing was rooted to the bottom of our list. What a difference a year makes. Now Haas has 2 drivers that should be. We expected Haas to race with Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin in 2022, and that pairing was rooted.
So we'll see this again, but I wish I could print this up. But so those are okay. So it's got the ranking of the teams 1 through 10, and then the name of the team: Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. And then it has those initials up top. So those are 16 people, I think. Wait, 3, 6, 9. That's 10. But I think what we see later has 16 names. Anyway, I'm a little confused. But so look at all those people guessing Mercedes to be number 1. Mercedes got 3rd last year by hundreds of points. So I don't know how they can say 1st. And Ferrari shouldn't be above Red Bull either. I don't get this. I'm confused. I am effing confused. And the other one, see how Haas. Oh, wait. I think they said that was last year. Okay, my bad. That's last year. I think he said it was last year.
Rooted to the bottom of our list. What a difference a year makes. Now Haas has 2 drivers that should be at home in F1's midfield and capable of scoring points regularly if the car is up to it. Bringing in Nico Hülkenberg alongside Kevin Magnussen isn't a long-term move, but Haas is understandably more focused on the here and now. It wants to continue its recovery from the nadir of 2021, and to help manage that, it needs drivers it can rely on. Hulkenberg and Magnussen might not feature the star quality of some of the other lineups, but as a combination, they should allow Haas to punch above its weight on its best weekends. Number 6, Aston Martin.
So, I'm getting a little nervous. Maybe by the way, it's at 3:45 out of 8:55. So we have 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. I don't think later in this film, it will show 16 names and a bigger chart. And I think that's for this year. But because I confused the one I just looked at, I'm like, oh, golly, I hope I didn't look at last year's chart. And I don't think I did. But maybe they have Red Bull as number one. I don't know. I think they have Mercedes as number one, which was, they were number one in the chart I just saw, but that was for last year. I did mess up on that one. So anyway, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, God, did I misread it? But anyway, we'll watch it and see what happens. So number 6 is Aston Martin. They got 7th last year, so that's not a stretch, you know. But okay, let's.
There were some running themes in our team's verdicts on the Aston Martin lineup. To summarise them, the main points were Fernando Alonso raises the team's level, he should be an upgrade on Sebastian Vettel, and he'll provide a more consistent benchmark to give us a clearer read on just how good Lance Stroll is. That's not to say Stroll is a lost cause, but by the end of his time alongside the relentless Alonso, it'll be clear if his peaks are high enough and if he accesses them as often as you need to be a top F1 driver. Occasionally, you'll hear someone in the F1 paddock claim that Stroll is capable of being a race winner in the right car, but more often than not, the people saying that are employed by his dad, so you have to take that with a pinch of salt. If he holds his own against Alonso, perhaps there'll be people who don't spend their entire weekends in green.
So speaking of a pinch of salt, I don't know if I think I always had a little trouble understanding the English accent. So I don't know if other people are having trouble understanding this accent, but I'm pretty accustomed to it after, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of watching Formula One. But it's still, a pinch of salt. What do we say? A dash of salt or whatever we say. But so I hope you can understand everything okay, everybody out there. But yeah, so let's get back to it. I hope this isn't too boring. Is this kind of okay?
In team kit who feel a similar way.
11 more seconds.
You guys see this amazing truck? My car insurance company was totally ripping me off for it until I found this.
Number 5, Alpine. Alpine's new all-French combination of Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly is widely believed to be a pairing that is probably going to be fast but flawed and not consistent enough to really take the fight to the teams ahead. But if Alpine can produce the fastest midfield car again in 2023, there's every chance that this pair of F1 race winners can regularly score points to give Alpine a chance of retaining its 4th place. However, there's a slight feeling that Ocon and Gasly are the sorts of drivers who can form a good lineup alongside a top liner, but might they be too...
These are the two Frenchmen that don't like each other. And so there is a famous thing that happened in NASCAR where two drivers were fighting, and they called it the milk and cookies meeting. So they got chocolate chip cookies and cold milk and sat down with the two drivers. This is in NASCAR. And said, okay, let's stop being kindergarten babies and we have to grow up. So anyway, before these two guys got, I'm sure, quite lucrative contracts, they said, we're not telling you, if we only hire one of y'all, we're not telling you who we're going to hire. But if we hire the two of y'all, you better effing get along with each other. And they said they would, and they got their contract. But I'll believe that when I see that. So anyway, that's the two. That not right there. They don't touch each other. That's not them right there. Oop, wrong click. Let me try this click. 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go.
Similar or perhaps have a few too many limitations to really push Alpine on. Number 4, McLaren. The only element of McLaren's Lando Norris-Oscar Piastri pairing that stops this lineup from troubling the top 3 in our list is the wait-and-see assessments of Piastri as he prepares to make his F1 debut. There's plenty of praise from our team over the qualities Norris is showing as McLaren's established leader, even if the team's backward step in 2022 meant he didn't get many chances to shine near the front. There are high hopes for Piastri, but the fuss that was created over him in the driver market also brings pressure with it, and he'll need to hit the ground running to prove he was worth the effort McLaren went to extract him from Alpine to replace Daniel Ricciardo. Number 3, Red Bull. Red Bull's position in this lineup is in no way a reflection of what our team thinks of double world champion Max.
And I mean, this is so... I think one thing they say in England is they say beyond the pale. I don't know what it means, but I think I'm using it correctly. So this is so beyond the pale to say Red Bull could be third. Now, what Mercedes did 2 years ago and 1 year ago to, fall from grace is it was going to be a new car. So they're trying to, think ahead of everybody. So they tried to make some pretty drastic changes to their car, and they went in the wrong direction. So the only way that Red Bull could be third, which I don't, there's no way in hell that they're third. No way in hell. But the only way that they could be third is if these media people are aware of something Red Bull did like that, where they won the last 2 years, plus their driver won the last 2 years. So they don't need to take a risk. They're already the one on top. But anyway, if they did something like that, if they tried to get a huge jump on everybody and they went in the wrong direction, which we won't know until they get on the track this weekend. But I cannot believe they're saying third. And I'll show you the chart because they're all voting like that. Anyway, I forget the numbers for sure, but let me get back to the thing. So 2 minutes, 53 seconds.
Max Verstappen. If we were ranking the drivers individually based on their level of performance at the moment, Max would surely be number 1. And Sergio Perez has done exactly what he was signed to do, back up Verstappen well enough to help Red Bull claim its first Constructors' Championship of F1's hybrid era. So as a pairing, this one works exceptionally well and achieves the balance its team bosses are looking for. But this ranking isn't about which team has put together the most balanced lineup or who has achieved the delicate balancing act of having a clear number 1 and number 2. We're looking at the talent levels of the two drivers put together. And while there's little to choose between the lead drivers at all of the top teams, Perez was felt to be weaker than what could be considered the second drivers at Ferrari and Mercedes. Number 2, Ferrari. Ferrari takes second place on our list just as it did 1 year ago, and only one of our panel placed Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz top of the pile. There are a number of small factors behind that. Leclerc's first season as a title contender revealed a few holes in his game that he still has to work on, and Sainz wasn't always quite as close to Leclerc as many expected him to be. But there's still not much to choose between them, making this a formidable lineup that still has room for improvement. In the end, it wasn't the still has to work on, and Sainz wasn't always quite as close to Leclerc as...
So, as I say about the English language or, British language, I don't understand every word. Now, I can probably guess what this means, but that quote there, Sainz just needs to be less peaky relative to Leclerc. Now, I don't know what peaky means. I guess it probably means less unpredictable. Like Sainz just needs to be less peaky. Oh, I guess peaks and valleys. I don't know what peaky means. So Sainz just needs to be less peaky relative to Leclerc. So it might be an American word too. Yeah, it might just be peaks and valleys. So they're just saying more consistent. Hopefully, I don't know what it says, but I'd pick probably second or third for Ferrari. They could be second for sure. But
many expected him to be. But there's still not much to choose between them, making this a formidable lineup that still has room for improvement. In the end, it wasn't the drivers that cost Ferrari the title to Red Bull in 2022. With the right car and better strategy calls, Ferrari has 2 drivers it can rely on to pick up big results. Number 1, Mercedes. All bar 2 of our team who took part in this ranking placed the combination of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell at the top of the list. Despite a troubled season with a difficult car, there's no suggestion Hamilton has lost any of his speed, which makes the way Russell stacked up alongside him in their first season together very impressive. Russell's form relative to Hamilton was one of the deciding factors that edged out the Ferrari pairing, which has also proven itself to be very closely matched. But if Hamilton is considered still to be one of the absolute fastest drivers on the grid, along with Verstappen and Leclerc, then Russell's performances were the real difference maker that gave the Mercedes duo the edge over the other leading teams. We're yet to see what Russell can do in a title-challenging car, which, as Leclerc found out, can put a driver through a different set of challenges. But given he's young enough to have room to improve, Russell's well set to show Mercedes it has a ready-made team leader waiting to step up whenever Hamilton calls it a day. That's the end of our ranking then. Take a look at the full breakdown of our scores and let us know how you would...
I mean, look at that. Okay, so I don't know either. Well, George, whatever his name is, George. I'm tired. Let's see here. George Russell. He's pretty new. He's pretty young. He came from Formula 2. He came from Formula 3. He was luckier than hell to be placed right next to Lewis Hamilton. But I didn't stop on that. Let me go back to that. I wanted to stop on that quote. Let me see.
Room to improve. Russell's well set to show Mercedes it has a ready-made...
Okay, so this quote, the most closely matched pairing of 2022. Okay, that's for last year. For a reason. Both are very, very good. But if they're saying Lewis Hamilton is so freaking talented and he hasn't lost anything, which is kind of true, but he needs the car, and the car is not up to snuff yet. But I think this quote goes against them being number one. If it said they're not closely matched and Lewis is still phenomenal, then it makes sense for them to say Lewis is in the run. But if they're going to say they're closely matched, then you're saying Lewis Hamilton is not as good as he used to be, and George is close to him. I don't know. It's a weird quote. So anyway, I won't say
team
I
leader
hate him.
waiting to step up whenever Hamilton calls it a day. That's the end of our ranking then. Take a look at the full breakdown.
So, okay. I think, let me get off screen to count them. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. So those are 16 people. 16 people that know a lot about Formula One. A lot. So, as you can probably tell, like, let's look at the first column there. BA. All his teams are in the same rank as the whole list except for 3 and 4. So there's a point system. So that's how many points you get if you're in the top 10 of the race. If you win the race, you get 25 points. If you get second, you get 18. Then we jump down the McLaren because those next two are not in order. So if you get third, you get 15. Fourth, you get 12. Fifth, you get 10. And then, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1 for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. So, and they just, that's how they did it. As opposed to everybody getting an equal vote. This does skew it a bit because then the higher numbers are way higher and the lower numbers are way lower, but at least they apply it the same. So anyway, okay, so let me go off screen. So Mercedes, they all say top except 2. So 14 people out of 16 think Mercedes will be top. They are on drugs. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you for them. And then Ferrari, one person says they're the top, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. So 9 say they're second and 7 say they're third. And then this is going to get a little confusing, but here is a Red Bull, that GA guy, he says top, but only one person says Red Bull's top. That's bizarre. And then all the others are fairly consistent. McLaren's probably 4th. Last year they were 5th. Alpine's probably 5th. Last year they were 4th. Aston Martin could be 6th. They were 7th last year. Haas is 7th. They were 8th last year. And then AlphaTauri, they're saying 8th, but they were 6th. So to drop 2 positions, that's huge. And then 9th, AlphaTauri, they're way down at the bottom, and Williams 10th. Now, on this list, AlphaTauri and Williams have about the same points, 29 and 27. That I think Williams is by far the lowest. By far the lowest. So thank you. So anyway, that's that. Let me I do want to show something else. Thank you for not divulging me. What do you do when you allow me to show stuff that I can't think of that word. You know what I mean? Thanks for, I say it a lot, about every other day. I say, thank you for, it begins with a D, but I can't think of it. So full screen. Wait, what happened there? Removed from screen. Engaging. No, thank you for that. The engaging is wonderful. Thank you so much for that. But, you allow me to, splurge on what I want to share, almost selfishly. I can't think of the word. Anyway, I think of the same word when I say divulge, but I think the divulging, I think is, and I don't know exactly what that means, but I think it's telling you a secret almost. It's divulging, why I have a limp, or, so I think that's what divulging is. But it's anyway, that's all right. We don't have to come up with the word, but thank you. I appreciate you helping me. And you can keep helping. That's fine. We can. So, okay. So I took that out, stop screen. So, engaging, divulging. Where's Sifa when you need him? Do you think he's a walking encyclopedia? He's shit. I think I said it on our phone call tonight. I think I said the word, but anyway, I don't, I say too many words, so I don't think people are going to. Okay, so I'm going to go to Formula 1, and I don't think it's a video, but I wouldn't show it anyway. And I'm not going to read much, but I just want to go through I'm going to write down, like I said, I want to print these things up, and then I want to write them down. So I did handwrite, I know he knows. He's so smart. He's pretty smart. He's got a damn good brain. So I wrote them down the ranks. So I'm going to write down the ranks from the Formula 1. So anyway, I don't know how long it's going to take. So anyway, present, share screen, F1, power rankings. Yeah, like he could probably figure it out. I usually, and if you didn't know, he would figure it out for sure. I go through phases, but a couple years ago, I would have the thesaurus open on my computer at all times, so I could say, "What's that damn word?" and I'd put in, selfishly sharing what I want to talk about, and then it would come up with it. I'd be like, "Yeah, that's it." But anyway, that wouldn't be a good. So anyway, so this is F1 power rankings, all 10 teams ranked after 2023 preseason testing. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to just scroll. So I'm off screen. I'm on it. So 10, Williams. Of course, Williams is 10th. So let me write F1. And again, this is Formula 1 themselves. This is their website. So this is their ranking. Not conflict of interest or anything, and not inside. Ooh, Haas, number 9. So they're saying 9, and the other thing said 7th. That's a big, big difference. AlphaTauri 8th. I don't believe that, but McLaren 7th. So they're saying 7th, and the other standing had them 4th. Three rankings difference is light years. Alfa Romeo 8th. They agree on that. Oh, wait. Sorry. I was thinking it was 8th. It's 6th. So that's they were 6 last year, so that's no movement, but the one said 8th. So, 2 difference is big. So Alpine is 5th. Was that 5th? So the 5th and 5th, they both agree on that. Aston Martin 4. So 4 and 6, they don't agree. They're off by 2. Mercedes, that's where effing Mercedes ought to be. They ought to be 3rd. I don't hate them. I would love for them to start getting better. And I don't want Max and Red Bull to dominate. I would like someone else to start winning. But it's not going to be Mercedes anytime soon. So where did that go? Ferrari is 2. That's what I don't like change. So I generally stick with what they had last year. But anyway, so that's 1, 2, 3. So, okay, so that's enough of that. Let me go off screen. Diverging. when you're a couple and you're going to watch a movie and the one person says, indulge. Is that the word? Did you type indulge? I think I'm looking for indulge. Divulge. That's why. Okay, indulge. Thank you for indulging me. That's the word I do believe I'm, indulge. So if we were watching a movie and one person says, oh, I don't care what we watch, you can pick it. No, I don't care what we watch, you can pick it. And I don't mean the fake game, but if they did actually say, you can pick the movie type tonight, you would say, thanks for indulging me. So indulge is the word. So thank you for letting me indulge on the first video, which was a really long indulging, and then this second one, which was kind of quick. But anyway, I want to try to find, yeah, I didn't want you to indulge. Yeah, I didn't want to have you go through all those words. I felt, I was like, I got to remember the words. So B Survivor doesn't have to go through all the words. So yeah, thank you for letting me anytime. Yeah, cool. Thank you. So, anyway, I don't know if Liza Bell will send me any more rankings of that, but that was a super cool video. I will probably off camera look for other rankings because, I like, and, Formula One is just like NASCAR. I think I told you all, every NASCAR race, there's 2 or 3 or 4 pre-TV shows. Each of them have 5 talking heads. So that's 15 people that are picking the winner of the race. There's 40 drivers. Any of the top 15 drivers could win a race. And so out of 15, and they don't like to pick the same driver. They don't say you have to pick a different driver, but they don't like to pick the same driver. So 15 talking heads pick 15 drivers. Chances are nobody gets it right. I mean, even if they could pick the same driver, chances are 1, maybe 2 people might get it right, but you never get 15. So, if there's never any follow-up, they don't like, for fantasy football and stuff, there's always follow-up. Like, how successful were you last week? Well, I'm 6-2, or, I'm 2-6, depends how well you do. And, so anyway, it's kind of like Formula One too. No matter how many of these rankings I read, no one knows. I should just make up my own. But I don't average them all out, but I would like to make my own decision. Not own decision. I want to rank them, but I want informed information from other people. So I will probably try to find a third and a fourth and a fifth and as many rankings as I can. And then, and everybody has their reasons, and we don't know, the car is slightly different. During the winter time, they take all their data and they take all their information and they try to adjust the car. So they do a lot of adjusting and second guessing and hypothesizing. So by the time they get to the first race, they have no idea if that was in the right direction, but they're hoping it's in the right direction. So anyway, and maybe tonight I'll try to start piecing it together. I would still put Red Bull number one. So, and again, I don't want them number one. I want it tight. One of the at the preseason testing, one of the talking heads. I don't like that phrase, but I don't. Some are commentators and some are color commentators. I don't know what to call them. I wish I had a definition list in front of me so I could always pick the right word every time I'm looking for a word. But anyway, what this one guy said is he said, boy, I can't wait until we have 3 teams racing for the front. And then he stopped and he said, don't you all agree? Wouldn't that be just a Christmas gift, an early Christmas gift, if we had 3 teams racing for the front? And everybody's like, yeah, that'd be great. Who do you think? I mean, guess who the 3 are? How would we ever get there? And he was like, well, the only 3 choices are Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes. And there's, there's 23 races, 23 circuits, and Ferrari every year is better than every team at 1 or 2 or 3 of the tracks. And every year Red Bull's better than all the other teams at 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of the tracks. So even if they're 4th place, when they go to the track that they're really good at, they generally win or, get on. It's called, you score a podium. In NASCAR, we only care about who wins. There is no podium. There's not top 3. But in Formula One, there's a podium, first, second, third. And podiums are really important. They say, I've had 10 podiums since I've been in Formula One, and NASCAR would look at them and say, what are you effing talking about? You didn't win. Why are you talking about a podium? We don't, what is that? So anyway, I think it would be cool. And, you mentioned a crystal ball, I'm just dreaming. I'm just, wouldn't it be great if Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes was tight, tight with the teams. And it would be cool. And others, if they're going to guess McLaren's 4th and Alpine's 5th, and Aston Martin is either 4th or 6th, that means those 3 could be tight. And then 3 others tight, and then Williams all by itself. So, right, 3, 3, 3, 1. Yeah, so anyway, what do we got here? So that's Red Bull. That's rank. So let me close that. Now I'm going to refresh this. So I'm going to show my TikTok. Not the video, although I guess I could show the video, but I might show the video. They're boring. I want to be live on TikTok. So anyway, I'm going to show what I did earlier today. So share screen, Joe Hart TikTok, which is Joe Hart 35. Where am I? So I'm going to do full screen layout, and then I'm going to go off screen. So So I have a pinned TikTok, but I guess on my laptop, it doesn't show my pinned. So those first 5 there, I have the same shirt on. Of course, I usually have the same shirt on. So that top row, those are the 5 I did today. And I don't know if you can read everything, but starting to the right, that is, it says Friday the 3rd, 6:25 to 7:30, and then the second one says 3/3, 9:55, and then the next one says Saturday 6:25 to 7:30, and then next one Saturday 8:55 to 11, and then the next one is Sunday. So again, from the right, and I try to do different colors, but not every color can show. But starting on the right, the red is free practice 1. The light green is free practice 2. The light blue is free practice 3. The dark green is qualifications, and then the black is the race. And my history, so many Joes. Can you believe it? And let me scroll down. So I don't know where. Oh, fuck. They don't make it easy to navigate around. But see all the Joes, and then suddenly I'm at races. So Joe, bam! And there we're at the races, and as you can see, I don't know, I didn't show the viewers upstairs, but see that right there? The haulers entered to the far right, the NASCAR Cup Series Talladega Super Speedway. It's 9,163 views. That's a lot, almost 10,000 views. My highest is 44,000 and then 17,000. And those, see the hauler, see the white truck to the right. It's the second one from the white hauler, the semi truck, the white one, that's 8850. So I will, and the next one is another hauler. It's the one to the right of it is 5613. So I get hundreds of views and then thousands of views and then 10,000 for these hauler parades. So anyway, so bloop, 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 bloop. Anyway, I've been kind of dormant. Yes. And then wow, that's a lot. So yeah, I think TikTok, I think this is true. I think when you start on TikTok, they kind of feature your stuff so you get lucky straight out of the gate, so you feel good and stuff like that. So I did have Dale Earnhardt Jr. was the highest, 44,100. And I knew Dale Jr. would be the biggest. I didn't know it was going to be that freaking big. And yeah, I wrote it here somewhere. So yeah, since you say, oh, I'm not on the camera. So let me exit full. So I don't expect you to read that, but that little bit right there. So anyway, yeah, sorry. So 44,000, 21,000, 16,000, 15,000, 12,000, 14,000. And then a little, those are all hauler parades. And then it kind of jumps down. 9,000, 8,000, 8,000, 6,000. And then kind of jump 5,000, 4,000, 4,000. Then jumps to 2,200, 1,700, 1,700, 1,600, and then 1,400. And then, so that was, that's my top, whatever that is, top 20 out of 174, I think. I have 174 TikToks. So that's the top 20 out of 174. So most of them are hundreds or dozens, and never dozens. It's at least hundreds. So I'm rusty. I'm not popular. I'm not at the races, blah, 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 blah. So numbers are going to be low. And I just did it earlier today, and it's boring. I'm at home. These are all 15-second videos. So I talk for real quick. But anyway, the first one I made, and usually the older one has more, and then less time for less, less time for less, less time for less, less time for less. So the first one I made this morning has 140 views. I'm pretty happy with that because I'm new. I'm getting back into it. 85, little low, but what the hell? 70, little low, but what the hell? 99. That's qualifying. That should be higher than the 3 practices. And then the race is 93. But anyway, I'm going to click on it. I don't know if this is going to play. And I better get Joe Hart's permission. Oh my goodness. B, should I show it or should I get Joe Hart's permission? Oh, what do I do? Okay, I'm going to click on it, see if it plays. Hi, Joe Hart, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Bayron GP gets underway Sunday the 5th, 8:30, 9:55, and then 10 a.m. is the race on ESPN by itself. Hi, Joe Hart, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Bayron GP gets underway Sunday. So, anyway, get Joe Hart's permission. Oh, I hope I don't get screwed. He's going to sue me. I'm going to get a strike. So, anyway, what was I going to say about that? Oh, okay. So I think I told this story. Okay, what I want to do with TikTok, I want to go live on TikTok, and you can't go live until you have 1,000 followers. And I always heard about TikTok, and it's a better way to make you can monetize. Supposedly, I don't know the exact pay structure of any of these platforms, but supposedly TikTok is the easiest to monetize. It's the quickest, easiest to monetize. So I've always heard about it. I was always like, TikTok is for 13-year-olds and it's China and it's, I don't, it's for games and it's not for me. And, it's also for, half naked people. And so I was like, so I dragged my feet and then I went to Pocono. It's a NASCAR race and it's an exact date, whatever it is, June 26th or 27th. And I had already been talked into doing TikTok, but I didn't do it. So I'm at this Pocono and the guy says, you really ought to do it. So anyway, he doesn't walk on water as far as TikTok goes, but he knows a lot. So he said, and he didn't know me, but this was perfect suggestion for me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So I want to go live, and that's when you monetize and you need 1,000 followers. Until you go live, you have to make a video. And the 3 choices of times for videos is 15 seconds, 1 minute, or 3 minutes. And that's up to 15 seconds. So you can do less. Up to a minute, you can do less. Or up to 3 minutes, you can do less. So this guy just met me, didn't really know me. He knew TikTok, and he said, okay, so when you start out, when you make a TikTok, do 15 seconds. And then he says, when you get comfortable with that, and you want to make a longer video and you're ready to make a longer video, do 15 seconds. And then he said, when when later you get comfortable and you want to tell your life story and you want to show a video and you want to do all this stuff, do 15 seconds. And he said, don't ever go over 15 seconds. And, you get the analytics. It tells you what your viewers are doing. And it shows that they watch for 2 or 3 seconds and then they leave. So, I mean, he's right. 15 seconds is too long. So, anyway, and he knew me. I mean, he didn't know me, but it was a good guess. I talk too much. I'm OCD. I want to share. And he was kind of OCD, not like me, of course. I'm way more OCD than he is. But he, I want to share everything. So 15 seconds, what the hell do you do? So I did those, and it was hot out of the gate. And Dale Jr. was a little longer and stuff. But anyway, I got to times and I was like, I want to do a minute. So I did 15 seconds. I want to do 3 minutes. Okay. So I do 15 seconds. And then when I started doing hauler parades, I would have hundreds of views, thousands of viewers, and then 10,000 views. And I'm like, I don't care what he says. That hauler parade is way longer than 3 minutes. But you can start and stop the video. So I show the truck, stop it, wait until the next truck gets into the camera, show it, so if you only are showing the trucks, it's about 3 minutes, so anyway, all my hauler parades are 3 minutes. And then I had some magic, I forget it now, but I had a magic formula for my 1 minute, like something, if I'm discussing the starting lineup for NASCAR or something. And I was like, this is more than 15 seconds. I need to do a minute. And then other than that, I said, I resigned myself to 15 seconds. And it's true. Look at the analytics. Look at every video in the world. All of them I make, they die after 5 seconds. It happens. That's what happens. So anyway, I forget what I was. Oh, so these are all 15 seconds. And 15, I mean, you can hear that I'm, I don't believe I have a stutter. I don't believe I have a stutter. But a lot of times during these streams, I'll repeat a word. And I'll go, yeah, so. And then I think I'm trying to remember what the next word is. What was I talking about? I forgot what the topic was, or I can't think of the word that I wanted to use, like indulging. And, so, and you can hear it. If I played all 5 of those TikToks, I'd be very embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed. I don't know how. I'd be very embarrassed. But I wanted it to be exactly the same. But if someone listens to something 5 times, they're like, can't you change it up a little bit? Sure, I can change it up if I have a minute. But if it's 15 seconds, I want to get the channel. I want to get the time. I wanted to get the date. I want to get everything in there. So anyway, there's slight mod, and I got more comfortable, I've gone to all these NASCAR races, and I've left my house, probably over 100 times to go to a race. And every single time I left my house, I would forget things on a trip. And I've forgotten everything. I've gone on a trip that was 12 hours away, and I forgot my wallet, my keys, my credit card, my shoes. I'd forget my belt. I would forget everything under the sun. And some of the trips I did not return to get my wallet. And so I had an entire week or 2 weeks with no wallet or whatever, so anyway, I forget everything, but I don't learn. I like to learn. So, I would like to, if I forget my wallet, then I'm going to make a list of what to bring. Don't forget your wallet. And then if I forget my keys, don't forget your keys. And I would love to have a master list and just add on to it. So whenever I forget something, I never forget it again. Well, that's wrong. I forget things more than once. So anyway, for these, these 5, I'm off screen. Let's see here. Present, share screen. TikTok, boom. So I'm already off screen. So let's see here. So so these 5, again, these are, I did all of these this morning. They're all about Formula One this weekend. Free practice 1, 2, 3, qualifications and race. Well, I'm very forgetful. I call myself a space case. Be nice to yourself. No, you can call yourself whatever you want. But and I think it's my disabilities and it's my my ADD and stuff. But what I'm trying to say these are all 15 seconds, and it's up to 15 seconds, but I didn't end any of them early. I did exactly 15 seconds. So I do this, and I do it unscripted. In an ideal world, I would script everything, but it's time consuming, and I get into perfectionism, and then it takes too long. And so I would love to script everything. So anyway, once I do this one, I'm like, okay, I want to say all of that plus, and then add stuff, and then all that plus, and then all that plus, and all that plus, without going over 15 seconds. You got to remove some stuff. But anyway, it's unscripted. So what I forgot here, I didn't forget here. But what I forgot here, I didn't forget here. So it's just too inconsistent. And I bet most people say, well, you're human. You're talking for 15 seconds. Don't script. Don't be a robot. Just talk about it. And I'm like, well, I don't want to forget the channel, and I don't want to forget the time. And, so it was, it's hard. I don't like 15 seconds. Anyway, if I ever go live, which does it have, where's my, I'm going to go off screen. I think up top it has, so there's my, my account is at the top there. JoeH 32, which is JoeH, PwD 'S, advocate and ADA, edit profile. So let me go off screen so I can read those numbers exactly. So I have 369 following. That's how many people I'm following. And I have 655 followers. I have never had a situation like that. I always have 10,000 times people I'm following than the people that are following me. So this is nice to have more followers than who I follow. So anyway, it's 655. So I need 345 more to go live. And I don't think I've lost many followers, but I don't know if it's an exact thing. I don't know if I get to 1,000 and it goes to 1,002 and then I lose 3 and it goes to 999. I don't know if I lose live again. I think once you get live, you probably keep it. But anyway, likes is 7496, which is, that's a lot of likes, but some people have 2 million likes. So I'm way off on that. So anyway, that's the TikToking. What else? Maybe we can show what's that thing? Twitter. Maybe we can show Twitter. Notifications. Sorry, I'm off screen. Okay, so let's see here. Exit full screen. Remove from stream. Stop screen. So I'm going to show my, I don't know how to show them. Yeah, I don't want to log off from one. Anyway, I'll show the one Twitter. So let's see here. So present, share screen, Twitter, share. So this is my main Twitter account. On my iPhone, I can real easily log off one account and get back onto the other account without entering passwords. I don't think that would be true here. I think if I logged off here, then I would need a password, which I might be able to guess, but not for sure. So full screen layout, and then I'll go off screen. So anyway, so this is, that's my main account. I always like to start at the top and work down, but let's start right underneath my picture. It has my name. I mean, not my name, JoeH, which is also my name on this, but this field is called name. This field below it is called handle. So your name is not important. You can change your name every day. That can be anything it wants. It can be Joe Hart, and then the abominable snowman, and it can be whatever, Bigfoot, and it can be anything. This doesn't change. I think now they figured out how to change them, but this is kind of this stays. So my handle is Nask Hart Inc. It's Nask, the first four the letters of NASCAR, NASC, and then my last name Hart, and then Inc. for incorporated. So Nask Hart Inc. But like I said, my name, not my name, Joe Hart, but my name of this account happens to also be Joe Hart with no space, just a comma, advocate, no space, capital A, advocate, no space, and ADA. That's my name. So let's go back up to the top. So it does have my name, Joe Hart, advocate, ADA. But look at that. I have 133,000 tweets. That's how many tweets I've sent is 133,000 tweets is how many tweets I've tweeted. Now that's a little misleading. Back in 2015, when I was on Meerkat, when you would live stream all comments I made and comments my viewers made, which back then there was a lot of viewers, every one of those comments were also tweeted at the same time. So when I do a stream, which I did, I did 1,000 streams in a year. So I was doing 3 streams a day for just about every day. I rarely took a day off. So I did about 1,000 streams. So that's, let's just say a typical stream would have 100 comments. So that's 100 tweets. So, and that's wrong, because that's saying I have a ton. I mean, that's a ton of it. But if it was 100 comments in a stream time 1,000 streams, that would be 100,000 tweets. So anyway, so I didn't sit there and tweet 133,000 times, but that's how many I have. So so we go underneath, and all these fields are kind of you can enter these. You can kind of fill this out the way you want for your own account. And I don't know why I'm going over this. I wanted to show my 3 accounts. But anyway, so I have GoFundMe, I have Cash, I have Venmo, I have PayPal. That's new. Ever since YouTube Live, I've been pushing pretty hard on money. I don't, and this media personality is kind of new. They added that. And I used to not show my state and stuff. But anyway, Vermont, USA. There's my YouTube, which is non-operational. I think I'm 1 character short, so I needed to, I don't know, maybe that is operational. And then it has my birthday. Oh my goodness. And then when I joined. And then this has the number of people I following, that's who I follow, and then followers who follow me. And I think I told you the Trump story where Trump lost 7 million. I think it was 7 million. He lost 7 million Russian bots. And when he lost 7 million, I lost 15,000. And once I lost I didn't know I had that many Russian bots. I didn't know they were bots. I thought they were humans. Or, there's always fake and false accounts everywhere, but I didn't know I had 15,000 of them. Anyway, with 15,000, obviously these 2 numbers would have been the same. Are very close. So if your followers are within 1,000 of this, so if this is 22,000 and this is 21,000, that's within 1,000. So I can keep following as many people as I want. But when I lost the 15,000, I can't follow anybody else until this gets back up to within 1,000 people, which will never happen. I will never have 15,000 followers unless, I have some huge, if I, whatever, in case I have an enormous viral, whatever, I win the lottery and I have a beautiful, naked woman and whatever, however something goes viral, if it goes viral and I get 15,000, then I can start following people. Again, I use Twitter in the opposite. Most people care about how many followers they have. They want to be famous and they want people to see it. So they want people to watch their stuff. And I'm like, no, I could care less how many people follow me, which of course I care. But I mostly care about who I follow. When you follow Trump, you get his tweets. When you follow Biden, you get his tweets. When you follow Putin, which I think, I've told the Putin story a lot, but really early on Twitter, I'm off screen. I keep doing this. Like backstage, I'm backstage. So I have a picture of me and I'm talking and I see me moving and stuff. So I see that backstage and I think that's what I'm on. That's what's on your screen. So when I go, oh shit, I'm not on the, I'm not, whatever I just said, I'm not on screen. It's because I think I am by looking at the backstage thing and then I freak out. And so, anyway, so that's okay, Joe. I think it's kind of weird to hear someone's voice without seeing them, but yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you. So, anyway, I think, something about Twitter. I was saying something about Twitter. Let's see here. Twitter. So I think something about, I care about how many people I follow because that's how I get news. I know it's sad and morbid and, it's sad and pathetic, but if there is a shooting, if there's a shooting anywhere in the world, I usually find out about it within minutes of when it's reported. Obviously, people tweet immediately, but there might be a 5-minute delay because everybody has to become safe, or whatever. But I live on Twitter. It's where I get all my information, blah, 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 blah. So it's really cool. Anyway, the Putin thing, I've told most people on most my platforms, my followers, about 61% of my followers are from the United States, which is pretty low. Most people, if they live in the United States, 98% of their followers are from the United States. 61 is for me. So 39 of it is in other countries besides the United States. And that's because of motorsports. I follow 237 series around the world. If I find out about another series in any country at all, I add it to the list and I start following it. So United States is 61%. The other 39% is about 110 countries or something like that. So I'm in a ton of countries. So I don't really know how I did this, but Twitter has some. Anyway, I get, Russian, I get tweets of, 25 different languages. And I don't know any language but English. I can fumble through French, but not successfully. So I don't know any language but English. But somehow, really early on in Twitter, there was a switch or something that I could set up where you can set up translation. And I don't mean Google translation. Everybody knows how to do that. That when they get some, whatever, you get a, whatever. I'm thinking of morbid things, so I don't want to get those as examples. But if something's written in a different language, you can throw it into Google Translate and it'll tell you what it means. Are pretty close. But I'm talking about within Twitter. So when I receive this other language tweet, right in the middle of the tweet, it says, do you want to translate it? And I go, yes. So I click on it and it tells me what it says. Well, when it comes to Putin, and, I used to be really good at Twitter, and I'm still pretty good at Twitter, but I used to be really good at Twitter. And I knew how to figure out exactly if someone was really who they were, I don't want to just talk about politics, but let's just say, who's that that Scientology actor. Maverick. Who's Maverick? Tom Cruise. So Tom Cruise, which actually there's a video that he made recently, which he didn't make it. It's AI. It's artificial intelligence. So it's someone that doesn't look like Tom Cruise at all, but because of what they did with the video, it looks like Tom Cruise saying that he cleans up horse manure and all this stuff, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's not him. It's not really him. Anyway, I'm just saying there are ways to tell if someone is really who they are. I can do it. I can figure it out. It's not, you don't just read their tweets. You figure out who they follow, who follows them. Even if someone has 400 followers, I scroll to the beginning. Who's the first people they followed? So if they follow their wife, their 2 kids, their manager, their agent, then it's a real person. Which the fake accounts try to fake you by doing similar things too. But I can usually anyway. Putin, and I can't think of it right now, but there's a Putin RF, I think, which is Russian Federation, I think, and then Putin, whatever English would be, whatever American English would be. So there's 2 Putin accounts, or there's 2 Putin accounts that I care about. One is his true account in Russia, and another, which is the exact same account, but it's for English. It's in English. So I followed both because, back then I could follow tons of people. So I did follow tons of people. And anyway, I've told this story before, but if Putin is making a statement, which it happens. It happens. I'm not currently up on him now, but if he makes a statement, I get 2 tweets. I get the Russian and I get the American. And the Russian, it says, do you want to translate it? So I hit the translate button and I read it in English, and then I get the English one. Well, almost never do both tweets say the same thing. So it's kind of propaganda. They kind of change the English one. It's kind of weird that they can't. It's Twitter, damn it. Just send the real information. What did he say? Just tell us what he really said. But so it's kind of weird that they do that. And I don't know if we do that. I don't know if there's a Joe Biden American and Joe Biden Russian. I don't think there is. Most Americans think, I know one language, I know English. It's your responsibility to learn English. And I know that's the way we are. We think the world revolves around us. So I don't think Joe Biden has 2 accounts. Putin does, because he wants us to hear what he says in English. But anyway, so that's enough about him. Golly, that's 2 nights in a row I went really into politics. But again, for me, it's just about Twitter. It's not politics. But anyway, I don't want to wake anybody up. Stay asleep. So I'm going to go off camera. What time is it? 12:12. Oh my goodness. How did I talk so much? Oh my goodness. Time flies. So I tried to set something up on my iPad, which I set up last night. I was watching another YouTube stream off camera. Amen. I told you. Man, you did. What did I say? but I believe you. You did tell me. So oh, the time flies. That's what you told me. The time flies. So for some reason, this is not, it didn't work. I don't know why it won't work. She has 372 people watching. Oh my goodness. Yeah, time flies. Anyway, golly. So, oh my goodness. So it is 12:15. I showed Twitter. Oh. So remove from stream and stop screen. Whew. Anyway, sorry, I'm listening. Talking about Alex Murdaugh, and it's gonna be a shame if he goes free. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I turned it on and started listening. Who knows what'll happen with that? Yeah, no kidding. And when's it gonna end? I think tomorrow's Wednesday. I do believe the prosecutor said he would be done by Tuesday. And the defense said, hey, judge, why don't we add a little time, because the prosecutor is always wrong about his time guesses. Oh, and tomorrow, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think they go to, tomorrow the jury and judge and, stenographer and lawyers, I think, are the ones who go to Motel. Is that the name, Motel? So they're going to go. They're going to get picked up at 9:30 in buses, and the law enforcement, of course, to protect them. They're going to go out to Motel, check it out for about an hour, and then come back. And then I think they have closing. And again, like I was saying last night, I won't believe that it's over until it's over. I just don't believe them. It's always longer than they think. But what I also don't know is, does it really happen That case is something else, that's for sure. Man, it is. It is a trippy case. But and I said this last night, but I don't know if when they do closing arguments, which I think closing arguments is both sides, and I think it's closing. I think it's the last thing they say. But I don't know if it's immediate. I don't know if I don't know who goes first, but the prosecution do closing, the defense do closing, and then they're done. And then, I mean, is that immediate? Does the judge say, okay, jury, you're excused. Go get pizza, go get sodas, go get your cigarettes. Don't talk to anyone. Get in a room, figure this out as quickly as you can. But, so is it immediately, like tomorrow at 5:55 p.m.? Is that when the clock starts? And I think it's going to be a complicated. I think one person guessed that it will be a hung jury. And I don't know the details of how this stuff works, but someone guessed, and I don't know if this person knew either, but someone guessed that it would be a hung jury initially, and they would come back and tell the judge and say, we can't agree, so we don't have 12 people that are unanimous, so it's a hung jury. And they said, well, the judge would say, you're not done yet. Go back. Go back. I hope so, LOL, but honestly, I have no idea. So, of it being immediate, but yeah, like, but anyway, this person thought that the judge would say, nope, that's not satisfactory. I'm not going to go with a hung jury. I'm sorry that you spent a week and a half on it, but I need you to spend more time on it and try. And there's a million people in the world that says there is no try. Either you do it or you don't do it. But, he would say, try to become a unanimous. And then they'd send them. And I think that I've seen that before. I don't know what I've heard that in the news over the past years that someone did come back with a hung jury and they said, no, you got to keep working on it. And then they came back and they said, no, you got to keep working on it. And, that kind of stuff. So, and they can keep coming back. They can go, well, okay, well, eat pizza for 3 days and then go back and say, we still don't agree. Because they can, the jury can probably tell each other whatever they want. And they can say, I don't like you, I don't trust you, and I don't like him, and I don't trust him, and I'll never make him guilty, and you'll never convince me. And they go, okay, that's okay. We don't have 12 people unanimous. So it will be trippy. It will be anyway, Liza, as I said yesterday, and I think I said on the phone earlier today that, I think it might be cool to have a Murdaugh stream and have people like experts, like, Liza, that saw every minute of the court case. I didn't see every minute. I didn't see half the minutes of the court case. But then we would start speculating. I know that's, I don't like allegedly. I don't like speculating. I don't like guessing. I don't like, all that stuff. But what the hell? That's what we do. So I think it'd be neat to have, the crystal ball. What does, and she has some phenomenal thoughts. And I'm like, man, I have never thought of those thoughts. So, instead of, for me, I could get involved with this Formula One and NASCAR and IndyCar for this weekend. And then Sunday night, I said, what are your thoughts? Sal sis better. Hey, how you doing? So, Be Survivor, there's someone from Twitch. What are your thoughts? I assume you're talking about the court case. Yeah, she's good with that. So I think it'd be cool to, do it, like I said, I could get lost in the Formula One and stuff and then wake up Sunday night and go, oh, holy shit. We they've already decided. We can't guess what they've decided because they're already, holy moly. What the hell, oversized? So it looks like we're being bombarded by people. Okay, so I'll stick with the names. I'll go with so Sal says better. what are your thoughts? He or she corrected it. And then, nope, not talking about court case, your thoughts in general. That's a weird question. And then oversized hoodie. Formula One is awesome. Anyone ever tell you that you look like Santa Claus? No one. No one has ever said that. I can't believe you're the first person in my life to ever say that. That's amazing. How did you come up with that? Jeez. I've never noticed that. Thank you. Do you ever work in the mall around Christmas time? No. So I am man. So my thoughts. So anyway, Twitch is not usually this is pretty typical Twitch. They fly into the room and they start asking and talking about things, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? So not talking about court case, your thoughts in general. So, oh my goodness. You got 4 hours? So anyway, how's Twitch? How's well, tell me, what are your thoughts? Well, I don't like people to demand things of me. It sounds like, you say I am man. It sounds like it's sounds like a language barrier here. So yeah, just stop by. You look like a good guy. I am a good guy. Thank you for stating that I'm a good guy. Not definite. No, definitely not. You're not demanding me to tell you what my thoughts are. Can you pick a topic? So anyway, I'm Joe Hart. I am a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I'm an advocate, self-advocate. That's what I used to stream a lot about invisible disabilities. I believe that the world is full of evil people. It is unfortunate, but the sad truth. I think there's many evil people, and I am pretty pessimistic about the world, but I don't think all people are. And but your Twitch, you just got into my room. These are you might want to find out what the topic in the room was when you showed up. But yeah, I stream about invisible disabilities, persons with disabilities, Americans with Disabilities Act. What was it, cuz? What was it? Oh, no. Yeah. I'm not your cousin. I'm not your brother. Did you ever serve? No, but that'd be a good guess. No, I am not military. It's not PTSD, but so do you find NASA and space exploration fascinating? Not really. I think it's kind of cool what SpaceX is doing. I think it's I'm old and I'm the youngest of 9, and my father really cared about the space. So we watched every takeoff. We would sit in front of the TV and watch all the takeoffs, and they were really important. Yeah, youngest of 9. Yes. And so we would watch every one of them. And I don't know how often they were, once every 6 months or once every 3 years, or they weren't very often. So it's amazing now we're going, 5 times a month or however many times we're going with all the companies, Google and SpaceX and NASA. I mean, there's several companies, and I don't have preferences. I don't think Elon Musk is God and no one else is God, but I do think it's fascinating that SpaceX can land the rocket back on the ground and then reuse the rocket. So that's fascinating. Again, when I watched it on TV, they would blow up and they'd go into the ocean and they'd sink, or they might get, so it was, so anyway, I'm not, I'm not like, we must explore the frontiers. There's other people out there. So, any advice you can give to a 22-year-old about the future of life? Well, I would change your perspective that everybody is evil. What it says here. I believe that the world is full of evil people. It is unfortunate, but the sad truth. You got a great point there, but that's not going to help your, I mean, stick with the winners, have a couple, as they say, whoever they is, but as they say, if you die with 2 friends, you have been, you're successful. And if you die with 1 friend, you're successful. So you don't want 17,000 friends, but just get a couple good, close friends. And, and then, of course, the dating life, of course, you want to get someone that you care about and they care about you. And, oh, that's sweet. I hope you got a couple of close friends. No, I don't really. I don't, do what I say. Don't do what I do. Whatever that kind of, I'm older. I'm disabled. I'm, I don't have too many. I have some, not really, but yeah, I don't have too many. I think that's kind of cool. But no, I would, as they say, can you tell me how I'd be able to find my way in life? That's up to you. What do you like to do and what do you want to do and all that kind of stuff? It's out there. It's what do they say about on your deathbed? On the deathbed, you have me. I have my 3. So we're online. B is a rock star, Sifa is a rock star, and Liza is a rock star. Those are you're online. Sorry. But yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't, so any wife and kids, I didn't hear if you said it was only you. I don't talk about other people. I live stream, but this is the open internet. So I usually just share about myself. I put myself out there so I can, try to protect myself and stuff. But no one else in my life has ever said, oh, Joe, why don't you live stream and talk about me on the open internet? So I don't, soldier, don't call me a soldier. I'm not a soldier. I'm not a cuz. I'm not a brother. So my apologies. I was just making sure you weren't going through anything alone. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate, so, and if you see my 2,000 or 3,000 videos, you'll hear something about some people in my life, but I don't generally, cover them. But, so no, I don't, it's, what's the quote about being on the deathbed? Fair enough. So I, on your deathbed, what is it on your deathbed? You don't, talk about, on your deathbed, you don't regret not having another boat, but you do regret not going on a vacation with your loved ones or something like that. I butchered it, but it's along those lines of, in life, do the stuff that, and I don't mean want. You don't want to go after all your wants, but, wants are a good direction. Needs are a little more important than wants. But, it's something that, so anyway, I don't know. I mean, I don't think when we're 22 or 18 or 25, I don't think we have to know everything about our life by that time. But, keep your eyes open and keep your thoughts and, do some, I wouldn't say Zen and I wouldn't say yoga. I've never done, I've done breathing, but I haven't done yoga. But, do things that can, open up the channels in your body and just be open to whatever's going on. So be survivor. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the exact quote. Don't leave anything for regret. Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool, who knows if they actually say that on their deathbed, but they show someone like, a billionaire and they have never hugged their child and they've never said I love you, or I'm judging them, but and they get someone on their deathbed and they say, well, I have never regretted not spending time with. Don't take life for granted. Always live in the moment. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I don't. I get a little nervous. In AA. Actually, with I'm an addict, alcoholic, and I've been in AA, and I have an experience and stuff. But again, there's not an original thought in my mind. But there is the needs, wants, boundaries, expectations. I always thought that was really important. Now, wants aren't supposed, you don't want, because then if we only did want, then we would do drugs, sex, and rock and roll all the time. So we don't want, we don't want wants, we want needs, we want needs, so, but it's always good to do that stuff. So, one sip is too much, 100, 1,000. 1,000 never enough. Yeah, I guess the big book. Yeah, that's paraphrasing a quote in the big book. But it's one drink is not, 1,000 is the number. 1,000 never enough. So so Sal's right. I do think a lot. I really appreciate your words of wisdom. I am looking for something to enjoy in life. I do think a lot. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think too much, but I think it's okay to think about things. So that's cool. So one sip is too much. 1,000 never enough. 100 is not enough. Yes. Yep. You sound like the big book. And the big book, again, I don't know if there's a language barrier here, but the big book is written in about 127 languages. It's in a ton of languages. So, so that could be a paraphrase. That could be what it says in the big book. So anyway, I wouldn't say my life is necessarily successful, and I haven't figured out life, so I don't think I have tidbits to share. But no language barrier. My apologies. I am lazy typer. I understand everything you are saying. So anyway, language barrier, I guess I mean, is English your first language? When you say, I am lazy typer, that sounds like English is not your first language. English is my first language, yes. So sorry for judging. I understand everything you are saying. Wow. I'm originally from Kentucky. I could talk hillbilly. Not that you're hillbilly. I'm from Kentucky, so I could really talk in a southern. But I try to get. Oof! Hi back, Liza Bell. What's up, Liza Bell? So English is my first language. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. That is okay. I am from Canada. Show me the hillbilly. Nope. Nope. I was living in Kentucky. I can talk Mainer. I was living in Kentucky, and I went to a couple Ohio colleges, and Ohio, Kentucky and Ohio touch. Liza Bell. I enjoy fishing. Yeah, I don't fish at all, but that's something you do in Kentucky. So hi again. Hi, Liza Bell. Jean, how are you? Did you get a good rest? Do you drink hot tea? What do you drink at night? I thought you drank coffee, but you can't do that when you're trying to go to bed, right? I hope you have a good beverage to help you out. Hot tea. I want to do hot tea. So anyway, so no, so I went to these Ohio colleges, and they touch. Have a good night, sir. Thank you for the chat. You're welcome. Sal's is better. Sal's is better. I never did ask you what your name meant. Is that a name? SALS? I really appreciate your words. Well, thanks. I don't know what but yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for coming by. Enjoy Twitch. I don't get enough. I don't know much about Twitch. Thanks for coming over from Twitch. I don't know actually anything from Twitch. I'm in StreamYard streaming to 6 streams, and one of those streams is Twitch. So I have no idea what StreamYards does, how they do that. But anyway, when I'm tired, I say hi and bye and 5. So my username was made to make fun of my buddy who owned a restaurant, and Sal's was the name of his competitor. Sal's is better. Oh, you're so mean. I'm usually anti-bullying and stuff when people say, oh, I was just joking. Can't you take a joke? So anyway, yeah, I mean, that was funny. I laughed at it, but yeah, that's your poor friend. Oh yeah, sorry, B Survivor, you can't. So you only see these comments. I've shown every comment. So he would stream, and I would go into his chat with this name. Sal's is better. Mean, bully. And I don't know if the restaurant really is better, but it's your buddy. You're supposed to eat charcoal, but he doesn't know who it was to this day. Oh my goodness, Sal's. I couldn't get to the live chat. Weird. What live chat? This one? That one? Discord? I couldn't. Good night, Sal's. Thank you for explaining your name. Good night, Sal's. Good luck. Have fun over at the Twitch. And the other person probably left too. But thanks. Where's Oversized Hoodie? Are you still around? 12:38. That's 3 minutes ago. He might still be around. So, sorry, Liza. I said more than one thing. So you couldn't get in. I'll say just one thing. So you couldn't get into the live chat here. What's that mean? Aren't you in it right now? Aren't you in the live chat? So you said you couldn't get it. So now you are in it. But, and that's YouTube? Because you're having trouble earlier tonight, but you say that was YouTube. That wasn't me. But I don't, yeah. As I say in AA, if one person tells me I have a tail, I can tell them to F off. If 2 people tell me I have a tail, I can tell them to F off. But if 3 people tell me I have a tail, I better turn around and look because I probably have a tail. So yes, here. So golly, I'm sorry. Sorry, Liza Bell. Do you want to do, and I've been talking much too long. But I don't know if you want to do a panel, Liza Bell, or B. Then we can talk instead of write comments and stuff. That's weird. Yeah, that is weird. More internet stuff. More internet stuff. So let me see. I make sure I got everybody. So Sal's is better. Oversized hoodie. Soldier. He asked me if I was military, and I said no. Why would you call someone military? I mean, soldier. Why would you call someone a soldier? I don't get that. And I don't want to use the word offends because I don't like the word offend, but I do get pretty jacked up about a lot of things. So I guess that means I get offended, but I don't like the word. So Liza Bell Jean, we showed your video tonight. That was the coolest video in the world. I loved it, Liza Bell Jean. Mwah! You're a rock star. It was about the rankings of Formula One. I am probably going to watch that every day in one of my streams here until Sunday. It was the coolest thing. I liked it. Now, I subjected this room to it. So some people, it was 8 minutes and 55 seconds. Plus I had to commentate. I stopped a lot and commentated. So it was pretty lengthy, but it was really cool. Excellent video. Listen to B Survivor. You are the true blue rock star. Everybody's a rock star, as you can tell. Everybody. But, so yeah, Liza Bell Jean, that was a really cool video. And we showed it tonight. You might have been dozing, which is fine. I want you to take care of yourself. What did you say? You said something. I was concerned. What did you say? I won't read it, but I just want to read it to myself. Anyway, it's good that we take care of ourselves instead of coming to. So I learned a lot from that video. Man, that's great. By Sunday, we might be excited. Now, it's early morning. The race, the actual race on Sunday is at 10, and it's on ESPN. That's not a real common channel. Not everybody gets ESPN. So I hope Be Survivor, if you have ESPN, and Liza Bell Jean, if you have ESPN, that'd be great. But it's at 10 in the morning. So it will be completely over before NASCAR even starts. So hopefully we get some excitement. I hope to. That would be so neat if some people got excited about Formula One. That would be so neat. But yeah, by Sunday you might have a what was that quote when we looked at the schedule last night? That I loved your quote, but I can't remember it, Be Survivor. But you said something about, yes, I'd like to get a flavor of the schedule. I think flavor was the word you used. I was like, that's because I didn't use the word flavor, but I kind of asked that. I was like, do you want to get an overview of it or something? And then you said, yes, I want to get it. And I think you said flavor. I must get ESPN. And that's what, 8 years ago when I first started watching Formula One, I thought that. And I thought everybody had ESPN. And that's not true. But so this year, I still think the same. And I think that's what you're saying. I think you're saying, I must get ESPN. Everybody gets ESPN. As opposed to, I must get it like you don't have it yet, and I must now get it before Sunday. Or there could be many reasons of many definitions of that statement. So, but yeah, I think most people do. I mean, I don't know. I'm befuddled that 8 years ago. Now, free practice 1, 2, and 3 in qualifying is ESPN2, which now gets really less common. And then some of the Formula 2 and Formula 3 things going on. Oh, right. LOL. I'm sure it's on there. Yeah, right. I'm sure it is too. But ESPN probably is not. And then Formula 2 and Formula 3 is on ESPN3, which is it's 2 degrees removed from ESPN. So it's woo. It will be cool. So did we lose Liza Bell, Jean? 12:42. 6 minutes ago. Liza Bell, you drinking hot tea? Let me know. I need to know you're doing okay. What are you doing, Liza Bell, Jean? Liza Bell, Jean. Oh, I didn't look at Discord. Sorry, I haven't looked at Discord. Is there new stuff? So anyway, Liza Bell, Jean, I think you sent some things. I think you sent some things to the general channel, which kind of gets mixed up with all our hundreds of comments. B and I talked a lot today, so the videos are way up to the top. So we ranked 2023 F1. That's the one we watched, and I want to watch that every day. And then my foosball. And then anyway, I thought you had another one, but maybe it's all over in Motorsports. I'll go to the bottom here. Nightbot. I tried to activate Nightbot, but I don't really know what Nightbot's going to do. I rebooted my iPhone, still cycling, trying. I never sent that comment. That's a long time ago. So, okay, Motorsports. So, okay, so farewell to Fontana. I think that was the first one I did not show. Okay, so the Buffalo Turbines, we did watch that. Liza Bell and I watched that. And then, so farewell to Fontana. That was last weekend, but that might be a pretty cool thing to see. And then I don't get this. NASCAR fans furious. Kyle Larson and Busch speak out. I don't know what they're talking about. They don't have a beef, I don't think. I mean, every driver has beefs. But NASCAR's LA problems. Win. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I don't know what that is. And then Pala Casino live stream. Oh, live stream. Did you send me a live stream? Holy shit. Sorry, Liza Bell Jean. But I think if I show it anyway, I didn't know that. I don't know if it says live stream, if it really was a live stream. But I do believe if someone shows it on YouTube and then 20 of us show what they're showing on YouTube, I think all 20 of us get in trouble. So I don't know. And in Discord, I invited to the voice channel. And that's it. So I'm sorry, I'll come back on screen. Where is screen? That's weird. Excellent video. I learned a lot from him. I must get ESPN. Right. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. I'm here looking at settings in YouTube. Oh, yeah, so that you can do that stuff. I sent it to General because I couldn't find a Formula One tab. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Motorsports. So I don't know if I can change the title of it. I said Motorsports, NASCAR, Daytona 500. So I'll probably get rid of the Daytona 500. So yeah, Motorsports is everybody. Shit, you found a live streaming? Shit. Liza Bell Jean. Which I have it live streaming on my TV. So I think it's the same thing. If I show it on my TV, I get struck. I get a strike. And if I show someone else's live streaming of the same thing, the dude got to 1K in 2 days showing the races. Yeah, I mean, it's the way to grow. And yeah, I don't know how it works. You know, I mean, if he started with, 10 subscriptions, maybe he was off the radar and he could show oh man, Liza, I thought I looked at every one of you. I try to look at every one of your links, pretty soon after you send it so that I can start figuring out where I'm going to fit it into the stuff. And, I get behind on something. He was showing his TV with no sound. Well, I mean, on the picture that you sent me, it had the insignia. I mean, everything is illegal. The voice, the video, the NBC insignia or whatever they are, Fox, Fox TV and FS1 and, so, God, 1K in 2 days showing the races. I didn't send you that channel yet. Yeah, I didn't look really closely. Let me go off. So what this says, and Pala Casino was last weekend. So it says, youtube.com/live and then a bunch of characters. And then underneath that, it says 2023 Pala Casino 400 live stream. And on the screen, it says live. And it says Palo Casino 400. So the insignia is, anyway, I don't want to get in trouble that quickly or that soon. But anyway, I'm just send. Yes, I can read typos. I've got a black belt in typos. So, where'd my drink go? Guys, what did I do with my drink? I'm going to get a drink. Hey, baby. Oh, sorry. Sorry, honey. I'm sorry, puppy. Here you go. Puppy, come here. Yeah, there you are. Okay, so I'm parched. I'm going to drink. I didn't send you that channel yet. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing, Liza Bell Jean. You're a rock star on all my streams. Get a lot of good information to me. But that one just startled me because it was from NASCAR Incorporated themselves, NASCAR themselves, the sanctioning body. So then I started like, well, I probably shouldn't do Fox. And now I have tried to, I showed something tonight. I wanted to see if he got stopped. He didn't. He was showing the Coca-Cola one earlier. Oh my goodness. So, okay, let me follow him. So, okay, so I'm going to click on it. Let me go to it. Pala Casino 400 Live looks like the account. Now, the one you sent, or, you know, the one that I have a link from you has 390 subscribers. So there must be another video that I'm not seeing. But this, the account, which, I mean, I don't know everything about YouTube Live, but this account, the account name is Pala Casino 400 Live. So it's not his name, or he didn't name it. Let's see if there's more information at the bottom. So he had 28,056 views and 388 thumbs up. Why do people not put thumbs up? So wow, I'm surprised he didn't get stopped. Yeah, I mean 13. But again, if it's if the account name is that's the sponsor. It's, I think account names can be called whatever they want. Like my account could be called, the Empire State Building meets, Godzilla. I can name it whatever I want. But since it's named after the race, I'm like, well, maybe they're the sponsor. So let me find them. He has a strange channel name. Hold, please. Liza Bell Jean. So as you can tell, B, I do get excited. I'm like, oh, maybe I can throw it. Maybe I can throw it. And then it'll be May. May, I'll have 3 strikes. Poof. I have 3 strikes, and he's out. No, I got to make it past May. I'll make it to June. So I'm off screen. So did I mention Nightbot? So I activated Nightbot for Discord. It was very confusing. There's too many. I think in Discord there's too many options. So I don't know which way I want to click, whether I want to click to activate something or click to disactivate. There's too many choices. And I don't even know what they mean. I'm like, what the fuck? What's that mean? So anyway, Nightbot is now activated in Discord. So you might see those messages and those I don't know if those things are going to work. I don't know how to work it. StreamYard was relatively very clear about how to work with Nightbot. I was pretty successful. I had a couple of glitches, but I figured it out ultimately. Pretty much, I think. But I forget. If I don't touch it in 4 weeks, then I'm like, how did I do that? So anyway, I'm going to drink again. I'm parched. Oh my goodness, was that good? I have to get another drink. So I'm going to go off screen. Isabel. And she's all over the place. So she was watching to see if he gets booted, and he did not get booted. Man, Isabel, you are all over the place. That is amazing. Name, Eric Almarella. I don't know if that's a typo. The name you wrote is that's almost a driver's name. I don't know exactly how to spell Amarella. I think it's that with the A at the end. The actual NASCAR driver would not be live streaming. You can send me a link. Let me see. Eric Almarelli with an I. I'll put your name in and see if it comes up. 3.38K subscribers. Auto Club Be Like 1 hour ago. Final lap reaction. Xfinity race. 1.9K views. Streamed 2 days ago. 1.6K streamed. Now it's chopped up. There it is. Eight hours. The video you sent me, or it appears, is 8 hours, 34 minutes, and 47 seconds. Holy shit. 8 hours. How could the thing last for 8 hours? He doesn't leave the entire live there. He just leaves like 20 minutes. I was shut down. Well, it probably took about 20 minutes for me to be shut down. But wow, Liza. So yeah, that's not a typo. His name is Eric Almarella, which I'm sure that's not really his name. I'm sure he's making fun of the NASCAR driver. It's a play on words of the NASCAR driver. Eight hours, 34 minutes. That is enormous. I'll be right back. Got to put the boy out. Bye, boy. He's a good boy. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Yep, not his name. Wow. So I know, Liza, I'm sure you're not trying to get me in trouble, but if you could figure out a completely foolproof way, because I don't want to be banned, and I'm sure I'm very capable of being banned. But if you know a completely foolproof way of me being able to show the races, I would love to show the races, because the first pre-season testing last Thursday morning, I have my 5 viewers and 8 viewers and 9 viewers, and they seem to be growing a little bit with Motorsports, and be observed that. But it's a little bit, it's 5 and 8 and 10 viewers. Anyway, last Thursday it grew. I had comments from every platform, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is great!" And then they shut me down. So, yeah, I don't know how to. Blah, 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 blah. I'm off camera. Oh my goodness, 1:05 a.m. Lizabelle, did you hear me say that Discord now has Nightbot? I don't know if I set it up correctly. I don't know if it'll make all those comments, but I was told he commented all the time and his TV was on mute. Boy, it can't just be about audio. It can't. NBC has the trademark. I have live streamed for many, 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 many years. There has probably been 75 times that I've been live streaming racing on a NASCAR track. And within 3 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, NASCAR located my channel and shut it off, closed it down. You can't show racing. You can't show racing. His TV was on mute. Now, I also think, I don't think this is, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've always had the belief that, like for taxes, when you get audited, before you get audited like once every 20 years. But once you get audited, then you start getting audited often. So I think that's the same with me. Like before they give you a warning, you're not on their radar. But once you get a warning, I bet you're on their radar a lot more. So this guy probably just hasn't been caught yet. So he's not on their radar much. But I'm already on their radar and they're going to be looking for my stuff. I'd love to grow. And of course, I want money. As you can tell, Nightbot's asking for $468. I would love to be able to stop thinking about the money of StreamYard and just focus on a year and see what I can do for a year and if it's going to make a difference. So, I'd love to grow. I'd love to get a lot of viewers and listeners and, I'm sure I can do those. Thank you for being a member. I think I can do members and I don't know how to do all those members things. I think I did like 2 streams or, recent, before I got involved with Idaho 4, I have done 50 videos, but there was no follow-up. They weren't successful. I didn't know anything about what I did and stuff. So since Idaho 4, I think after I did 2 or 3 videos, people are already, hey, do you have a membership and all that? And I'm like, membership of what? Who am I? I'm a nobody. And they're like, no, start small, have a membership where it costs, 99 cents for the year and just set it up and just, that's how you, it's like, you don't get email addresses, but it's like, setting up your database. And I'm like, well, I don't have anything. And, I now never did it, but I'm like, maybe I could do. I could go, okay, back. Sorry, no problem. You got your good boy. You got to take care of your good boy. But, yeah, Lizabelle, Jean, thank you for helping me. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. B, I don't know if you see that comment, but Liza said, I was told he commented all the time and his TV was on mute. And, I'm essentially fairly certain that it's everything. It's the audio of the race. It's the video of the race. It's the insignias, when it says NBC in the top corner or Fox Sports in the lower left corner, all that stuff is trademarked. So, I wouldn't, I'd be like, so, there's a picture of what's his name? Murphy. There's a picture of Murphy's dog. Although it says Mallory Beach and Stephen Smith, but I'm pretty sure that's Murphy. Why are they showing Murphy? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, and like I told Liza, I was like, I know you're not trying to get me in trouble, Liza Bell, but if you could figure out, well, I guess it's not crazy, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm sure you know by now. Whenever I say that word, I'm like, I don't like using that word, which I don't. My family comes from a long line of mental health challenges. So I'm not a big fan of the word, but I still use it. I'm like, damn, I wish I'd use a different word. Now, the last 8 times that I have used the word, I instantly changed it to another word. Prior to that, I would just leave it and go, oh, well, it's too late. I used the word. So, oh, so cute. Okay, so okay, I think I'm petering out. I've talked for 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 13 seconds. It's 1:11 a.m. in the Eastern Standard Zone. I had a very productive day today, so I want to. Oh, except I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Shit. I can't really multitask. I don't usually. Plus, today's Tuesday. I usually don't do anything on Tuesdays because I always have a 3 p.m. appointment on Tuesdays, and I don't multitask. So I usually give up on Tuesday. So that's even more productive today because it was a Tuesday. But and Tuesday I don't usually do stuff, and so Wednesday I'm all jacked up, like I got to do something. But I have a doctor's appointment, so same thing. I kind of resigned the whole day to the doctor's appointment because I can't multitask. But I'm gonna try. I want to. So come on. Come on. June B. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start heading out. I will probably start acknowledging my 6 streams that I streamed to. I tried to stream to Twitter tonight, my original account, Twitter #1, and it did not work. And that upset me greatly when I started this stream, and I wanted to immediately log off and figure out how to solve it. But when I'm upset, that's usually when I do. Hey, Pointer Lover is over there. Anybody want to go over and ask Pointer Lover if she's been to my Discord for a while? Liza Bell, you'll go over there, right? Pointer Lover. Yeah, I don't see her on my Discord anymore, but I saw her a couple nights ago on a stream, and I asked her if she left the Discord, trying to talk vaguely in code, and she said no. And I said, okay, sorry, my fault. I can't see your name, but my bad. But okay, so the 6 streams, I wanted to mention y'all and thank y'all very much. So Facebook profile, thank you for watching and commenting, and Facebook page, thank you for watching. I don't believe you can comment. LinkedIn profile, thank you for watching. You can comment, so thank you for the comments. YouTube. Okay, Joe, I hope you have a good night. It was a good chat tonight. And then good night, Liza. Liza Bell. So anyway, I don't want to ask anybody to do anything, but if anybody does want to go to Allegedly with Brittany J's stream and, carry a conversation with Pointer Lover and say that you love my Discord and you're just wondering what happened. So I'm not telling anybody to do anything. So YouTube with no descriptor, thank you. Twitch with no descriptor, thank you for your 2 visitors you brought over here. That was, whoa, they ran into my room and ran out. The one guy ended up being okay, or so it seemed. But yeah, that was, boy, that kind of energy can really get me. And then Twitter, it didn't work tonight. I don't know why. As soon as I log off here, I'm going to try to go live on Twitter, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to. So I don't get why this is not working. I wish things were easy to figure out, like my Discord audio thing. I don't know how to figure that out. So anyway, as usual, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I have to hit it twice, and then that will end the broadcast. And then I'll go through the 6 streams, try to figure out what's going on with them. And then I'll come back and then I'll leave the studio, which will end the comments. So even though the broadcast ends, comments will still work for a couple minutes. So, okay. Thank you, B Survivor. We have had a lot of stuff going on today. Whew, phone calls and everything. And let's hope that the snow in the country and when it disappears might improve our audio channel, hopefully, or something. We'll figure that out. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. Okay, so so thank you. I'm gonna hit end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Bye, Liza. Hope you're feeling well. Get some rest. Yes, definitely. Cool. That sounds great. So yeah, on improving the audio channel. Yes, that's what yes definitely is for. Okay, so now end broadcast. I'm going to hit it for the second time, and it will end then after the thing spins for a while and then stops. But comments will still stay open for a few minutes. So end broadcast in 3, 2,